Okay, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out, whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we, yeah. I got the city on my shoulder, straight to the top, yeah. I told you I never drop what I'm holding, yeah. I got the team with me, we gotta go and we on a roll, so we never see defeat. Yeah, lights still shine even when the world's dark, and I still stride even when it gets harder. We stayed steady since the day that we started. No, we ain't stopping, I know we got it. Look, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out, whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now. Look, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out, whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now, back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back
hey, yo,
now,
Jay.
back now.
Hey, yo, Jay. Can we get some ratchet?
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stretch, seal my greed. That's how I get it, success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't want it when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect, let them watch me. Elevating, got them nauseous. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house and whoo. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I set it up. Bet you I shut it down. Watch how I get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner. Got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm aligned with the winner about the cage. I need all the wins. Yeah. Ain't no L's. I gotta get a no call and quits. Yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets. Yeah. Better move out the way cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. I ain't tryna see your hand up. No free beat.
Hey, yo, Jay. Can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace. You gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted, and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience under pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. Bought my chicken and it's rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing it. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. You gon' see the...
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to The Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. Thank you all for tuning in. Let me, guys, I'm a little behind here. Let me go ahead and pull up chat. Let's see, where we at? What is going on? Now I see you guys. I feel like I'm alone in the room until I see chat pop up. But what is going on, Candle Mafia? Thank you all so much for tuning in to tonight's live stream. We got some stuff to look at here on Bitcoin as we are starting to get a little bit of a push to the upside, but really, in the grand scheme of things, nothing really too exciting happening here with price action. As you guys know, price likes to range about 80% of the time. We get that imbalance in the market. We get those big moves up or those big moves down, and then we just usually get a pretty boring area of consolidation right after that, which is bad for YouTube views, but good for finding entries into some fire trades. So we're going to be breaking down all those key levels, guys. Are we going? Now, we're kind of in a pickle here, right? Now, if you guys remember from last week, we've been kind of neutral on the market, looking for some more consolidation, not really leaning too heavily bullish or bearish as far as that next big move to the downside or the upside. I've kind of just been sitting in my trades here as I'm pretty well hedged on the long side, holding a bunch of 2 swing longs and a scalp long. But I'm also hedged with a short from the current top of the market as of right now. But the question is, am I going to get stopped out of that short in profit and then come up to some higher targets, or are we going to see the breakdown start to come here coming up this week, right? And you guys will remember we were looking at a very, very key target, or not a key target, but a key signal, which is the red dot on the weekly time frame, which may or may not be printing right now. But you guys know that was kind of the thing we were focused on this weekend, and we're going to check in on that. Did we get that red dot to pop up? And if we did, should we be worried about it, or should we still have our eyes set on that $46,000 NPOC and that 48 to 50K golden pocket value area high that we've been looking at for quite some time? Or are we just going to front run it here and get a dump to the downside? I'm going to try to break it all down for you guys on tonight's live stream. But before we jump into it, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure, where you guys all get a chance to win some free crypto, so you could then give that away to your family for the holidays. Right? Right? Or just keep it for yourself. I don't care what you do with the crypto, but I want to give it to you. So smash up that like button, guys. And really, really quickly, before we jump into the charts, I want to say what's up to the Mafia. But, guys, if we get 500 likes, shout out to Al Jr., if we get 500 likes, I'm gonna make it 550 likes because that's our typical like goal. If we get 550 likes on tonight's live stream, Al Jr. will name his dog Candles, which is what I was going to name my dog when I get one, but now I'm going to have to pick a different name. But shout out to Al Jr. We want to name his dog Candles, so let's get at least 500 likes on tonight's live stream. If not, let's go for 550. If we get 550, we're going to go ahead. If we get 550, we're going to go ahead and spin that wheel 20 times, and I will add some Frankie Candles hats to the giveaways. So if you don't want to give your crypto away to a family member for the holidays, you can give them a Frankie Candles hat at least. Give them a piece of merch. Come on. But guys, let's go ahead and say what's going on to the Candle Mafia. I see you guys already going ballistic in chat. Shout out to Dave Digital, dropping a super chat off to start the week off right here. Shout out to you, bro. And he says, Peach, puff, 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 puff. And I think I've pronounced this before. I think you're supposed to pronounce that. I think that's how you pronounce that. Shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for the super chat, bro. We got Caffeinated Crypto in the chat. We got French Toaster. SA, what is going on, bro? We got Black Sales, says, poor dog. Poor dog's name is going to be Candles. Shout out to Black Sales. We got Jesse in the chat, says, my dog's name will be Hodl. Shout out to you. That's not a bad name either. I was thinking about naming my dog Satoshi. But shout out to you guys, because I can bump it in the chat, or as I like to call him, Koozie Can. Shout out to you, bro. We got Apples Up North, Crimson Caravan Company, Creighton C, Asher Dude. What is going on, Asher Dude? Good to see you, bro. We got Jurgen in the chat, says sauce, and it is incoming. Shout out to Darren Does Things. What is going on, bro? He says, I'm going to name my dog Order Flow. Maybe I'll name my dog Liquidity. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Mafia. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys. It says, Hypnotize says, I'll name my cat Mafia. Not a bad name, bro. But without further ado, guys, we got some stuff to look at here on the chart. So let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's check it out, guys. So here we are on the Bitcoin's chart. And by the way, guys, today's energy is brought to you by good old Aztecian Cactus Moss Water, and also sponsored by the Aztecian Cactus Moss Water koozies that we now have. Shout out to Wolfman Ate My Crypto. Maybe we'll give away some of these too if we hit that like goal of 550. I already see we're above 100, so let's go ahead and keep smashing that like button. But let me take a sip of this Aztecian Cactus Moss Water, guys, because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling Monday today. I'm feeling very Monday. Let's see. Yeah, Dave Digital said Frankie's dog will be named Volume Profile. Duh. Shout out to Dave Digital. Yeah, that's Yeah, obviously. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Yeah, VP, we call him for short. Shout out to my future dog that doesn't know that he has the best owner yet. Shout out to Dave Digital. Guys, I'm feeling like it's Monday, man. This tastes like medicine. This is a horrible flavor. Let's see. We love you, Mr. Candles. Shout out to R. Schwartz. I appreciate you, bro. And you better believe I love you right back. But let's go ahead and jump into the price action here, guys. As you can see, Bitcoin goes up and down, right? Obviously. But yeah, as you guys can see, we are still, like I said, nothing really too exciting going on here as we kind of continue to consolidate at our key level here. Right now, what is this key level? Well, it's a key level for many, many reasons, right? Number one, we did have a naked point of control up here, which we will pull up in a second. We also have our value area high of the local range that we've been looking at, which is sitting right about here. This is the level that we rejected. This is also the level that I am short from. And also, by the way, guys, stick around because we're going to be taking a look at a new platform. Now, it is a decentralized futures trading platform, and I want to take a look at it. And the only reason I bring it up, I have zero affiliation with this exchange or this platform, but I bring it up because if you are able to hustle your trading volume on this particular exchange up to a certain point, I'm actually not 100% sure on the details, but they will be doing an airdrop, and basically to get the airdrop, you just have to get over a certain amount of trading volume on their platform, right? So I am actually, I got into this like pretty late in the month here, so I am trading on that platform, just trying to get in and out of trades, run up my trading volume to try to get a piece of this airdrop. But we're going to talk about that in just a second. I will bring it up, so stay tuned for that. I am actually also kind of treating it as a small account challenge, right? So I basically put $500 in the account, and I'm just trying to flip it for the rest of December because I figured, like, hey, if I'm gonna start a new account and just start trading on it, why not challenge myself to try to build it up and not blow it up? So we're gonna take a look at that in a second. I think I'm actually up. I'm actually up pretty good on it right now. It's not a lot of money, but percentage-wise, it's actually up pretty decent here. But we'll take a look at that in a second. If we take a look here, guys, obviously we did get a rejection here on that value area high of this local range. This is where I'm short from, and we're kind of just in no man's land between the POC and the value area high. And as you guys know, last week I was essentially pretty much neutral, right? Like not really too biased towards a move to the downside or a move to the upside because of the way that I'm positioned with my trades right now. It doesn't really matter. I would slightly favor a push to the downside because I have not taken profits on my short yet. Or I'm sorry, I have taken profits on my short, but I would like to take a little bit more profit on my short before coming back up to higher prices. But I just simply don't know if that's what we're going to have happen because there are some mixed signals on the chart. And since we've been talking about that, we've kind of just been ranging around. Now, if we're looking at the value areas, we would expect, now that we've rejected our value area high, we would expect to, obviously price action is messy, but we would be technically expecting a visit of our point of control sitting down here at $38,998 or about $39,000 even. Now, like I said, with the specific situation we're in right now with the charts and kind of like as we're having this bear market rally kind of play out here, we're in a little bit of a weird spot. And there are a lot of mixed signals. We have a lot of money flow coming out here on some pretty important time frames that I typically look at, such as the 6 hour, the 5 hour, and the 4 hour have the money flow coming down into the red, which would indicate likely that we may be able to get a continued downtrend to form here on the respective time frames. Now, with that being said, we also have the fresh red dots on the higher daily time frames, such as the 6-day red dot sitting right here, nice and fresh. And this was the major signal. If you guys remember on Friday's live stream, I was like, guys, simply put, what I'm going to be looking for this weekend is the signal of this red dot on the weekly, right? If we get the red dot to print, it would technically raise our chances of getting a push to the downside from where we're at right now, rather than getting a push up to 48 to 50K first. But remember, this is not confirmed, right? So just because this is printing, you know, a lot of people will likely get faked out with this if it disappears, right? Because everyone's going to see this, or anyone looking at market cipher is going to see this weekly red dot and be like, oh my God, we're going down. And then we might get that little scam pump up to our last target here before finally getting a significant rejection to come in. Now, I am still expecting, guys, at some point to get some kind of a significant correction to come in, right? Because we've basically been going up in a straight line since back here in October, right? We've basically just been going up in a straight line. Once we've gotten above this value area low, as expected, we came up to the POC, and now we're approaching that value area high, but we've basically had no correction to come in. So I am expecting some kind of a significant pullback to come in here somewhat soon. The real toss-up is, are we going to, scam pump up to these next targets before getting the correction, or are we simply just going to come down a little bit more from where we're at now? And like I said, I am basically treating this as a 50-50 shot with the mixed signals, but that weekly red dot does make it a little bit more likely, in my opinion, and just in general, it will make it just gives you confidence that chances are we're going to get some kind of a pullback. And again, whether we come up here and then get it, or we come down from where we are, I think it's going to be a little bit harder to predict, but it is likely to come in at some point soon. So I am still looking for a pullback. Would really love to come tap this golden target at 48 to 50K to look for that bigger swing short position. But again, if we don't and we wind up coming down from where we're at, we are in that short setup that we put in the premium Discord from the actual high right here. So with that being said, let's come on down to some of the lower time frames. So fresh red dot on the weekly, fresh red dot on the 6-day. These are the bearish puzzle pieces. Red dot confirmed on your 5-day, 4-day, 3-day, and 2-day. And your VWAP on the 2-day is actually getting rejected at the 0 line, coming back to the downside, very similar to the daily. Right now, the daily is starting to cock back up here a little bit as we are getting this little push to the upside locally, but money flow is now starting to come to the downside. Now, this is, again, why I am saying I'm a little bit torn here, guys. And again, the way we're positioned with these trades is a very, very cushy position, right? We're just sitting in the longs, sitting in the shorts. I'm just waiting to get stopped out of one of them. And whatever one I get stopped out on, I'm going to make money because I have my profits locked in on my stop loss at my entry, right? But, basically just waiting for Bitcoin to make a dang move here. Now, again, money flow coming out on the daily, sign of weakness. But that VWAP coming up could be the thing to give you that last little surprise pump to the upside. So right now, my general sentiment, guys, is definitely I am cautiously bearish with a slight chance of surprise pump to the upside, right? So I am definitely even if we push up here, I'm not getting super bullish looking for 100K. I'm just okay, if we break these highs, I'm looking up towards these next targets to look for that bigger pullback. So I am still in the back of my head always expecting that bigger correction to come in and taking a stab at these scalp shorts on the way, right? And again, if we get stopped out, it's stopped out in profit, no big deal. And then again, we have some other, take a look at these levels in a second, but we have some levels in between us and this golden target between 48 to 50K that we could look at for some other opportunities to catch some scalp shorts that may wind up turning into being the top and giving you the bigger pullback. But money flow on the daily coming to the downside. 16-hour money flow also coming to the downside. 12-hour money flow coming out. And then your 8, your 6, and your 5-hour money flow are coming to the downside. 5, 6-hour are in the red. Your 8-hour is looking to eventually cross over into the red. It looks like sometime soon here. Probably whenever this 8-hour green dot decides to, whatever this decides to play out, once that rolls back over, that might be where we start to see that next red dot on the 8-hour drag us into the red. But again, guys, mixed signals here. I'll be honest. As far as money flow on Market Cypher B, it looks like to me, the way I interpret money flow, it looks like we want to come down, right? At some point soon. But again, being very cautious of that little scam pump to the upside. And I'm going to show you why there's not just 1 or 2 reasons why I'm expecting a scam pump to the upside potentially, but there's some very specific things up here that could make us look for moves to the upside, and it all starts with this. Now, let's pull up our next targets to the upside, which come in right about here. And obviously, guys, I really, really hope that everybody who tunes into this live stream is taking a little bit every time they leave the live stream, right? I just never, I don't want to just come up here and be like, hey, we're looking for a bounce here, go long, right? I want you guys to see how I'm actually playing these markets, right? If we are going to get this scam pump to the upside, what are some reasons that we can come up? Well, number one, we have this target up here, that naked weekly point. I believe it's a naked weekly point of control at $46,000. Now, not only do these naked points of control act as strong resistance, as I talk about all the time, we are also expecting these NPOCs to potentially act as a magnet for price, right? Price is oftentimes attracted to these levels. And the fact that we are not really that far away from this MPOC, only about 8%. We could be, wind up getting sucked up here, tapping that level before getting another pullback, right? So that's number one, a reason why I would be looking for a push to the upside. Now, another reason I would potentially be looking to the upside here, guys, would be is if we pull up the liquidation heat map. Now, as you guys know, we look at this all the time. Shout out to Creighton C, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat. He said, wouldn't pump up from here to 40K, give us a pretty nasty bear div on the daily with money flow coming. Let's go. Shout out to Creighton C. I love the way you are thinking, bro. Shout out to Creighton C. So he says, wouldn't a pump up from here to 48K give us a pretty nasty bear div on the daily with money flow coming out, ? And oh, God, Creighton C, I wish you were in the room right now. I would hug you. So, yes, we will take a look at that in just a second. I love the way that you're starting to look at the market, Creighton, because that is very similar to what I would be looking at. But let's talk about, again, why we could be able to get attracted up to these prices. So let's look at this heat map really quickly, guys. And let me go ahead and let me zoom in here, right? So looking here at the heat map. Now, if you're new here, all this simply does is it shows you where the liquidations are sitting in the market. Now, I want to be clear. It is not guaranteed that the liquidations are all sitting here. These are estimations and approximations of where these leveraged liquidations are sitting, right? So when you see these hot yellow boxes, this is where there's a high concentration of liquidation sitting, right? So you could think of it as liquidity, right? Because likely all of this big yellow block of liquidity up here, or liquidation levels is people who are likely short from the highs here, which I am part of that crew, right? We're short from the high here with the premium Discord. But not only are there liquidation points up here, but also stop losses, right? So that just adds a lot of liquidity, right? And I don't want to freak anybody out. Shout out to Jay Baker. What is going on, bro? Good to see you in here. But I want to explain this really quickly because I think when people bring up liquidity or like any kind of smart money concepts, like people are like, oh my God, this is the advanced stuff. I don't know if I'm ready for this. And I'm cat's out of the bag, guys. Liquidity is not that complicated, right? I think people use that word as like they learn that word and it's like a badge of honor. Like they know something that someone else doesn't know. But I'm just going to break it down really easily for you guys because I remember when I first started learning about liquidity, I was like, I don't know what any of this means. Like order flow, liquidity, like what is all this? Is like, I don't know if I'm ready for this, right? But here's all this is. All liquidity refers to when people are talking about the charts is simply money in the market. And I'm going to explain this very easily with like kind of an example, right? So when people are mentioning liquidity on a chart, simply all they're really referring to for the most part, almost every time they talk about liquidity is where people's stop losses are sitting, right? Which is essentially money in the market. So let's say you come up to a level of resistance and then you come down. The people who are short from up here likely have their stop losses set above the high, right? So their stop losses are probably all above that high. We talk about this all the time. And this is what is referred to as liquidity, right? It's simply money in the market. Why are stop losses money in the market? Because a stop loss on a short order, for example, when these get triggered, it's going to create a market buy. So all these stop losses up here are really buy orders. So if price comes into this pool of liquidity and starts liquidating or stopping people out, when people get stopped out, it will create market buys and push price to the upside. So when we mention liquidity, all we're referring to is stop losses or just orders in the market, right? It's not like some kind of crazy, it's not like a crazy advanced thing. And to help people understand how it works, the reason that price is attracted to liquidity, you have to think about it like this. I talk about this all the time. I mentioned it in the premium Discord oftentimes, but here's the thing, right? When you're thinking about liquidity, you want to think about this. Price is attracted to liquidity because without the liquidity, the market can't move, right? So obviously you have aggressive orders as well, but think of it this way. If you live in New York, like I did, right? I don't live there anymore, but if I did still live there, right? You go to the beach and you got these big Jack Guidos walking around the beach, right? And they got a big styrofoam cooler of ice cream with the dry ice in it, right? And they're looking to sell their ice cream on the beach, right? Now, do you think that if you're looking at that beach, that guy selling the ice cream has got to go where the people are on the beach? He's not going to walk around an empty beach. Well, he can, but he's not going to sell any ice cream, right? He needs that money on the beach to go exchange the ice cream for the money. So he has to go where the people are. So the money in people's pockets on the beach is liquidity. The people on the beach are the liquidity. So that guy on the beach is going to go wander towards, where's he going to be attracted to? He's going to go to the crowded part of the beach because that's where all the money is. That's where the liquidity is, right? So think about it like that. It's a simple buying and selling, right? Like, and that's all liquidity is. So when I mention liquidity, all I'm mentioning is that there are likely stop losses or liquidations sitting above or below a level, right? And then I know that if price gets up there, we know what to expect on that reaction, and then we can take advantage of that to make some money trading in the opposite direction or in the same direction, depending on the setup. So that just break down liquidity super, super simple for you guys. Simply just money in the market, right? So when we're looking at this heat map, if price comes up here, not only are people going to get liquidated, but there's also likely a lot of stop losses up here as well. So if we come punch into this yellow box, likely what is going to happen? And I know anyone in the premium Discord is going to be able to answer this question, but what is going to happen, right? You're going to basically push up. All those market buys are going to be triggered, and you're going to get a quick shot through that zone of liquidity, right? Because you're going to get a cascade of liquidations. So this is why I mention that maybe we are going to get attracted to this area because this is where the liquidity is. This is the people on the beach, and our guy with the ice cream is sitting right here. There's not a lot of people here buying ice cream, right? So you might want to go where the money is. So that's simply put, hopefully that made sense to somebody. I think sometimes those metaphors either click with people or they're like, what the heck is this guy talking about? The beach, Guido, what was he talking about? But hopefully it helps some people understand. Shout out to 508 Visual. It says liquidity equals money. Amazing breakdown, Frankie. So that's how it works, guys. And that's why I'm here. I want to break this down in easy to understand terms because I really think there's a lot of people out there that are just like, like they just want, I don't know. Like I like to break it down to normal people terms, right? I'm a normal person, right? So I'm not like, I'm not I'm not a algorithm master. Like, I don't know. I think people think you need to be some kind of like math whiz to be good at trading. It's not the case, right? You break down the terms and explain them in very easy to understand examples. That's how people understand. At least that's how I would understand. I just try to explain it how I wish. When I learned all this stuff, I would just think to myself, man, when I was learning, I wish all the stuff I read and watched, I wish they would just explain it easier. And that's what I'm trying to do. Break it down to 5-year-old terms, right? So just picture it, right? Guy walking on the beach. There's not a lot of yellow boxes over here, right? So there's not a lot of money. Might want to shoot up towards that money, right? So these liquidity areas act as a magnet, right? And we also have a little bit of a hot spot down here, which, don't get me wrong, guys, you could potentially shoot down here, grab that liquidity first, right? But the more liquidity is definitely sitting up here. So that's one reason, right? So you have your naked point of control also acting as a magnet, right? Attracting price to that 46K level. And then you also have all this liquidity. And the funny thing is, guys, where does this liquidity end? Right here, 45.9. So that liquidity literally brings you, right? So if you did shoot up, right, into that liquidity and you start liquidating people, you might get a quick move into about 45.9, which just so happens to be right where that naked point of control is. So that's going to be target number one. And this is something we've been looking at for quite some time, right? Like we've been looking at this as a target for a while. This is not a new level. But if we get above this level, we could potentially get above here and shoot for that golden pocket golden pocket value area high between 48 to 50K. So these are the next two major targets to the upside that I'm looking at, guys. And shout out to what Creighton C just mentioned. If we wind up getting a push up to these levels, either one, it could potentially set us up for a very, very, very nice daily bearish divergence, right? Now, this is similar to how, guys, this is the sauce, right? Let me bring up the trade real quick. Let me pull up one of my trades. Let me see here. Bada boom, bada bing. Let me pull up Femex really quickly. Bear with me. And then I'll also bring up this Zeta, right? Zeta is the name of that decentralized trading platform. In a little bit of an Ethereum, very small account. I put $500 in this account in a very small Ethereum long here, just trying to rack up the what do you call it? The trading volume, so I could try to get this airdrop. My Bitcoin, I was just in a Bitcoin long as well. That hit take profit, so that closed. So 2 green trades to rack onto the P&L here. Hopefully, I can get that airdrop. But let me pull up Femex really quickly to show you guys my actual trades. So here we are, right? This short, up 81% still. Got $600 locked in. So with this short, guys, very similar to how we set ourselves up for this short here. What were we looking at for this short? We were simply looking at the 2-day, right? Saying to ourselves, if we wind up getting a 2-day green dot, we could look for a move to the upside, before then putting in a higher high on price action. If we did get that move up, we knew we had a lot of resistance up here, and we would get a higher high on price action. Why is this significant? Because we actually, at this moment, let me come back in time, because this is going to make a lot of sense, because this is exactly what I'm looking for this next bear div, right? Right here, we were saying, hey, if that 2-day green dot prints, we could easily get inside this range and go for the value area high. If we were to do that, we would get price to put in a higher high on the price action, right? And then it would be set up perfectly here for the 2-day to give you a lower high on the momentum wave, to give you a 2-day bear div. In which case, if we saw that happen at this level of resistance, this is all stuff we talked about. If this happens at that level of resistance, we could look to go short, because this daily 2-day bear div would give us a bearish bias in the medium term, making it somewhat likely that if we found a local short entry here, that we would be able to get it to play out to some degree, which is obviously the case because we got into the short. We were able to quickly lock in profits, move our stop loss to entry, right? We don't just talk about this. Oh no, oh my God, I just almost like, in the frantic rush of being live, guys, I just almost, well, actually, I wouldn't have done anything. I could have just reset it, but I've accidentally closed positions and stuff like that, not paying attention, so I get nervous. But we were able to quickly lock in profits here and then move our stop loss to our entry, making it a risk-free trade, right? If we get stopped out, we're making $600, right? Like, we're not getting rich, but like, who's going to complain about an extra $600 in the portfolio, right? Nobody. So, we were able to say, like, hey, probably a pretty likely chance that we're going to come down there if we have the 2-day bear div. What happened? We waited. The 2-day green dot printed. We flew right through the range as we expected, hitting that value area high. We found a local confirmation in the premium Discord to go short from this high. The 2-day bear div wound up printing, and we got the pullback, making us easily locking in profits, right? Giving us the opportunity to easily lock in profits. So the reason I bring this up, guys, is because we're going to be looking for something very, very similar here, right? Same kind of strategy. We are simply trying to front run market cipher. So if we continue up and we're able to break these highs and get a push into this 46K or the golden pocket naked point of control, or the 46K MPOC or the golden pocket value area high, not naked point of control, we could potentially see something very similar where we creep our way up, right? We get stopped out in profit. We make a quick bag on that short, right? We come up, hit our next target, put in the higher high on price action, and maybe at that point, Market Cipher B is looking like it's setting up perfectly for a very similar setup to give us a daily bear div on top of the money flow coming out. Shout out to Creighton C. I am so happy you said that, bro. With the money flow coming out, giving you somewhat of a confirmation that, hey, if you get another local confirmation like we got up here and you're able to get that up here, we may be able to look for a short, making it very likely that that daily bear div with the money flow coming out is going to be the start of a bigger pullback. Now, if we come up to the specifically 48 to 50K MPOC, I would actually be looking to load up on a bigger swing short position, right? I'm not, at this point, I'm not really, like, up until right now, guys, I've been treating these shorts as scalps, right? There's a reason why I locked in the profits on this short so quickly, because I knew that we have this 46K MPOC up here, and this may not be the top. We may actually make the top here or here. So locking in profits quickly, almost expecting to get stopped out. Like we've been saying all week, or all last week and the week before, we're treating all these shorts as scalp positions, locking in profits quickly, almost expecting them to get stopped out, but we can still make money like this, right? Like literally for a long time now, like it's been a while since I've gotten stopped out on small scalps at a loss, but like a lot of the main trades, I've just been getting, anytime I've gotten stopped out, like very few actual losses coming in here. Most of them are getting stopped out in profit, AKA still a winning trade, right? So even when we lose, we win, which is kind of seems like cheating, but hey, I mean, if you're winning, then who cares? But, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. We come up here, look for that higher high, get that more macro bearish signal on the daily to look for those short entries. But if we come up to that 48 to 50K golden pocket, I will actually be looking to load up on a bigger swing short. And even if we wind up pushing up and potentially going for the 786 retracement level, which we may or may not do, there's no way to tell, that is sitting closer to about 57K, which if we see a 57K Bitcoin anytime soon, guys, that's going to be wild. But if we wind up getting that, guys, like I will simply look to enter short here, right? And if we get up, I'll add to the short, add to the short, add to the short. It's not until we decisively get over that 786 that I would probably just take my losses, go lick my wounds, and look for higher prices, right? And then at that point, all my longs are continuing to pay me out, right? So it's not just like, oh, you got stopped out, you lost. Like you're still making money on the way up. So we're very, very well hedged here. But that's what I'm looking at, guys. That's basically what I'm going to be looking for coming up here in the near future. So There we go. Also, in the little Bitcoin scalp long, I actually messed up because I was in a scalp long here on Zeta. I entered for this little challenge account. I was scalp long on Bitcoin, but I thought I was going to take partial TP, but I guess it closed the whole position. I guess that's the the lesson you learn for trading on a new platform. But I guess, yeah. So I guess unless this is just like wonked out a little bit, I guess it closed in full. But that was also a little scalp long setup that we had in the premium Discord from down here at the lows, right? Or I'm sorry, actually down here at the lows. We got some nice confirmations at some local levels to get this little bounce to the upside. So not only are we making money on the bigger shorts and the bigger longs, we're also catching these little scalp moves as well. So it's been pretty good trading out there, to be honest. Shout out to Dave Digital, thank you for the super chat, bro. He says Crayon volunteers to lick your wounds. Shout out to Dave Digital. Well, I was gonna lick my own wounds. But Creighton, if you're free, bro, I could use Never mind. Shout out to Creighton C and shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for that super chat, bro. We got Crypto Pollo in the chat, or Bitcoin Chicken as I like to call him. We got 802 people concurrently watching this live stream right now, guys. Smash that like button if you learned anything about liquidity or anything, found any value in tonight's live stream. Go ahead and smash that like button. If we get 500 likes, Al Jr. is going to name his dog Candles. He said it, not me. So shout out to Al Jr. and his dog. But go ahead and smash that like button. We'll also be spinning the wheel. If we get 550 likes, I'll spin the wheel 20 times, and we'll add some Frankie Candles hats to the giveaways. Let's see. Shout out to Time says, Frankie got calluses. Shout out to Time. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Actually, Alexander says, yeah, you got to have experience to short the bull market. Be careful. Yes, absolutely, guys. Like, this is not a game where you just want to be shorting. Like, here's the thing. You have to understand the environment you're trading, right? In a bear market, if you guys have been watching the channel all the way since we've started it, which was basically like at the beginning of the bear market, very different market to trade here. When you're in a confirmed bear market, once we printed that blood diamond on the weekly, guys, like we were pretty clearly in a bear market, right? And at that point, you're much better off fading the highs, right? Any pump, you just fade the moves up, and you're going to catch that nice big trend to the downside. We are not in that scenario anymore, right? We are basically back to where we were when we started having that super bearish bias, but we are on our way up, right? So you don't just want to be like even these big bearish divergences on the weekly, right? Like, this is what a weekly bear div does in a market that is coming out of a bear market, right? So you get your higher highs on price, lower highs on your momentum waves, little pullback, higher low, big move to the upside. This is what you're expecting out of the bear divs, right? And this is a weekly bear div. So the 4-hour bear divs are going to play out even less, right? So you want to be careful. Alexander, thank you for saying that, because it's very important. You do not just, like, here, if you found a bear div, anywhere on the lower time frames here, like, you were likely going to get that to play out pretty big, right? Because you're in a bear market. But right now, there's a reason why we are taking all these shorts and treating them as scalps right now. It's because they're likely to get stopped out. So we have to, protect ourselves against that, and then wait for the real key levels to really load up on the bigger short position. So, all right, let's go ahead and continue on. Thank you for saying that, Alexander, and shout out to Keenan. He says, Frankie, please check my $4.99 super chat. Shout out to Keenan. Hang on one second. Did I miss some super chats here? Let me pull them up before we jump into Ethereum. Let's see. Okay, yeah, shout out to Keenan. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, hey, Frankie, what are your thoughts about WorldCoin? And you need to see the chart too, man. And my name is pronounced Kenan, not Keenan. Shout out to Kenan. I will probably say Keenan next time again, because I'm pretty far away from the screen, and that does look like Keenan. But shout out to Kenan. Sorry for butchering your name, bro. But yeah. We could take a look at WorldCoin, no problemo. I was actually looking into WorldCoin a little bit last night on token metrics, which is funny that you bring it up. But let's see. So yeah, we'll take a look at WorldCoin when we get into those altcoins. But real quick, guys, that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin. Just waiting, and again, local levels. Let's just talk about the local levels really, really quickly. They basically remain exactly the same, right? So again, This is like looking at this volume profile. Value area high at 44K, value area low down here at 37.6, POC sitting at about 39K. These are the local levels I'm looking at. Now, you can look at this local volume profile. If you go ahead and pull your range, you could see this was part of the reason we were looking for a long position in the premium Discord was because we did come down and get some nice confirmations as we came down to tap that 786. We got some nice bullish divergences on the lower hourly time frames, money flow coming out, right? You got lower lows on your price action into that 786, higher lows on your momentum waves. You could see it probably even better here on Lux Algo. Didn't get the line there, but you did have the divergence on Lux Algo as well. So and then, just looking for that scalp where right up to the value area high, and here we are sitting at that value area high right now. This is why we trade the volume profiles, guys. They are just simply reliable. So other than that, that's basically what we're expecting out of Bitcoin. You guys got the key levels to the upside and the downside for the most part. I would just be paying attention to the volume profile levels. POC down here at 39K, going to be a very key level to watch. So let's go ahead. I want to jump on over to Ethereum really quickly. And by the way, if you guys want to see your favorite altcoins, go ahead and spam them in chat. Rob the Crypto Snob will let us know what coins we're looking at. Rob, let's do like 3 altcoins. I actually, the holidays are hitting hard right now, guys. One downfall about being the YouTuber in the family is everybody's doing Christmas shopping. Everybody's got gifts for each other. Everybody's done wrapping. And Frankie Candles hasn't bought a dang thing. So I might try to hop out of here a little bit early. Keyword might, guys. As you know, very hard for me to do short streams. But let's do like 3 altcoins tonight, Rob. I'll take a look at a few of them. We'll take a look at WorldCoin and ETH, and then we could do 3 requests, and then maybe we'll pick up some odds and ends as I see people spamming in chat. If there's a super highly requested coin, I don't know what that coin would be, but I don't know. I think some things are pumping potentially. But yeah, I just know this is one that everybody's talking about, right? And I don't really like to talk about my meme coin portfolio, guys, because I don't want anyone thinking that if I own a meme coin, you should buy it because it's going to $1 million. But this one is being talked about very, very often right now. So let's go ahead. We'll take a look at this maybe in a minute. But first off, let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. Now, guys, what happened here? As you know, we've been watching these very key levels, which is basically your 2 major key levels are sitting right here. High volume node sitting at 2350, low high volume node also sitting at 2150. These are your 2 major key levels. You guys know key level number 1, key level number 2. This has not changed, right? And then everything in between, obviously, top of the purple box going to act as support. We saw that give us a bounce right here. And then this is going to be resistance. So really, this is kind of like a range, right? And we could probably pull a volume profile on this at this point. So you can get volume profiles within here, but for the most part, you're between 2 high volume nodes, right? Now, if I turn off the TA and turn on the VPVR, turn on the VPVR, let's see. Shout out to JB. Shout out to you, bro. He said, good point, bro. Good point. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I've tried to do this many times. I'm like, can I just buy everybody crypto? Like, you guys are literally, they're like, we don't want crypto. Crypto's a scam. And I'm like, no, just I give it to you now and then hold it until 2025. It'll trust me, you want the crypto. They're like, no, I don't want your garbage crypto, dude. It's a scam. Like, keep doing your cool little videos and your cool little TV show that you do, Frankie Candles or whatever you call yourself. Have fun with that. I don't want your stupid crypto. Give me a $20 bill. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But it's not until next Christmas when everything's ripping through the roof, they'll be like, how come you're not giving us crypto? Feel like you could have had some. But anyway, yeah, shout out to you. He said, just buy your family crypto from that chair you're sitting in right there. That is what I would love to do because, yeah, shout out to Sudeep. Yeah, I know. It's like, let me make you guys money. Like, just listen to me, guys. So funny. But anyway, let's see. Let's continue on. I guess I'll just have to give the crypto I was going to give my family. I just have to give it to the CandleMafia. I know you guys want it. Let me know if you want that crypto in the chat. Maybe we'll do a Christmas giveaway. But yeah, let's continue on here. So taking a look at Ethereum. Real quick, I want to pull up that VPVR. Let's go ahead and hide the value area low, POC value area high. And I want to take a look at this price action here because, again, these levels were not a volume profile, but they were derived from volume, right? Just not a fixed range, right? So basically what we're looking at here, if I show the levels here, this is kind of our zone, right? And you can see now we've developed a little bit more volume in here, but we have a big shelf of volume down here, which makes this 2150 level a key level, right? Because it's the beginning of a very high volume node, or simply put, a shelf of volume, right? So if your price comes down here, let me hide the TA again. If price starts falling, where are you going to bounce? Well, think of it as in a visual way, right? If price is nuking, there's nothing below you, little high volume node, and then right here is like a big floor, right? You have a shelf of volume is what a lot of people call it, right? Or a ledge, some people call it. So what happens is you come down and watch my crosshairs on this volume. Price comes down, where do you bounce? Bing bong, right off this floor right here, right? So we came down, bounced off that floor, right? Now if you come down more, you're going to fall. You have a little high volume node here you might bounce off of, and then you have a giant ledge of volume right here, which will simply act as a floor. So that is why I like to show you guys where I get these levels from so you can find them too. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto in the chat. What is going on, Bubba's? Says, so is this naughty Inu only available on PancakeSwap? Shout out to Bubba's. I'm sure you're talking about the chicken. No, where did I get it? I got it on, oh God. Well, if I had it, I would have bought it on Trader Joe. It is funny. We'll talk about that one in a second. But yeah, I got it on Trader Joe. But yeah, shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Well, welcome in, bro. Good to see you in here. But that's where that level came from. I like to show you guys where we get these levels so you can then go to the chart and actually find them as well. I don't want you guys to be a slave to my TI. I want you guys to come hang out in the live stream because you learn and because you like hanging out with us, right? Not because I'm keeping you a slave to these key levels. But this is where we got it from, right? So high volume node. Also, these are not just random levels, right? You can't just find random levels on the chart. You have to make sure it's backed up. So that's what backs up this level. And then you can see here another spike in volume up here at 2350 is that next level, right? So between that, we actually had a pretty big fall off in volume, but as we ranged around in this box, you could see we actually developed another kind of high volume node right here, which will act as resistance and support as well. But that's where those levels came from. As of right now, simply put, guys, again, resistance at the high, support at the low, right? Again, not a volume profile, volume-derived levels, not a volume profile. But again, what happened? We deviated below that level, caught some support, and now we're moving back up. So taking a look at the 4-hour, fresh green dot confirmed. I would still just kind of watch this area, right? Key level up here, 2350. If we break above this level and Bitcoin cracks its highs, goes for that 46K MPOC, what do I expect out of Ethereum? I would look for a move up into this next key level, high volume node at 2522. So again, Bitcoin breaks its highs. Very similar setup here, right? We're kind of, price action looks very similar. On Bitcoin, I'm short from this high, right? And if we come up and break those highs, Bitcoin goes for the 46K MPOC, looking for Ethereum to hit 2522. Now, if we get a move to the downside, let's say we put in, we got a high, low, lower high, lower low. If we just put in another lower high before breaking out of this range, you could see we actually do have a pretty significant amount of volume below us. So there is actually a decent bit of volume and support below, right? So I'll actually mark out this volume profile because this could be another volume profile we wind up getting stuck on right here. So let me label this previous value, or we'll just go value area high. Come on with the mother. Here we go. Value area high. We got the BOC, and we got the value area low, right? So marked out nice and neat for you. So if we wind up breaking this value area low, right? Really what you're looking for is you could easily get support on your value area high, right? So we could easily come down here, get another bounce, and then get another move up. However, this is key, right? Because if you come down here, this is why we love the volume profiles, you get below this level here at 2100, right? Psychological level as well. You could get accepted into the range and go for the low, right? So support down here between 2100 and $2,000 even with the context of this volume profile and the local levels within, right? Now you have a kind of a roadmap if you get a move down, what you could expect at a price next. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at to the downside and the upside for Ethereum. Other than that, looking very similar to Bitcoin with your daily VWAP looking like it wants to start rolling back to the upside, but money flow is coming out, so keep that in mind. Shout out to Retro Mike. Thank you for that $20 super chat, bro. I appreciate you. There is no text on that super chat. If you messed that up and you didn't mean to make a blank super chat and you wanted to say something, please Say it in chat. Do not send another super chat. Mods, if you could highlight that, if that is the case, highlight his message for me so I can go ahead and read it without him spending any extra money. So shout out to Retro Mike. Thank you for that super chat. And if it's just a tip, shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Merry Christmas. But let's continue on. And there you go. That's what we're looking at on Ethereum. Very similar to Bitcoin. And even if you did make a run for those highs, right, break them, come up to that $25K level, $2,500 level, daily could set up for one of those daily bear divs as well with your money flow coming out, which would indicate a potential bigger downtrend ahead. So there you go. So let's go ahead and move on. Take a look at, what is it? Boom. Okay. All right. Come on over to crypto. And let's go ahead and check out WorldCoin really quickly. And here we are. Now, if you guys are not familiar with WorldCoin, WorldCoin, I believe that's the one where they're trying to scan people's eyeballs, right? Oh, wait, hang on. Shout out to Limes. Says, volume profiles are not free on TradingView and not intercepted into most exchanges. Shout out to Limes. Hopefully I'm not butchering that name too much. I will say this. It is, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I know the Mafia will correct me if I'm wrong in chat. But I believe the fixed range volume profiles are free in TradingView. Mafia, please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to mislead Limes. But yeah, the fixed range volume profile, I believe, is free. The visible range volume profile, I believe you have to have a paid version of TradingView. So same tools, they just kind of function differently, but they do the same thing. I believe these are free, these are paid. And if this is not free, I will say this, guys. I believe we are like probably tomorrow going to, maybe tomorrow or this week, officially release a special volume profile that if there's no free ones on TradingView, this one may actually be free. And it may have something to do with a little custom volume profile with some specific special features that I think you guys will find very useful. But that will be free. And we just got, I think, the final version. So I think we may be able to release this soon and talk a little bit more about it. Shout out to Lux Algo. If you guys want to sign up for Lux Algo, by the way, link in the description down below. Go check it out. But yeah, really excited about this indicator, guys. So, and it is, you know, it's going to be free, guys. I'm not going to charge you for it. So shout out to Sean from Lux Algo. But, yeah, let's continue on here, right? So, so WorldCoin, if you guys are not familiar, I believe this is the one where they scan your face, right? So, they like basically do like, here we go. Is this the one? I want to make sure before we like go too far into this. I believe it is the one where they're trying to scan your face. It caused a whole lot of controversy. Shout out to Michael Navarro says, how will we access it tomorrow? If we release it, we'll make some kind of a big announcement. We'll do it on the live stream probably, and then you guys can get it that way. Shout out to Creighton C said, free? Why are you so good to us? Shout out to Creighton C. Why are you guys so good to me? You guys are good to me, so I'm good to you. Shout out to Creighton C. But yeah, so let's check out WorldCoin really quickly. So checking out the daily VWAP, actually a little bit, yeah, spam those Lux Algo emojis in the chat. Volume profile indicators are behind a paywall. The tool is free. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Stomp. Thank you for clearing that up. No problem, Limes. Hopefully that helped you out. No worries. But daily VWAP getting a rollback to the downside. This could indicate, I mean, we did get a big move up here, so could get a little bit of a cool off to come. Now, going to be kind of hard to find any significant levels here as the levels are going to be pretty limited. But we did go up for that 786. Now holding a little bit of support on that golden pocket. Excuse me. Take a look at the 4-hour VWAP coming up. May get some bullish consolidation here. Potentially create some kind of a bull pennant, right? Maybe we bing bong around up here. Let's check the higher time. It's kind of hard. There's not a lot of price action. Money flow coming up on the daily. 8-hour money flow, 4-hour money flow. Money flow, I mean, this is kind of indecisive. This one's a little hard to read. I'm not going to lie. 1-hour money flow coming out. Yeah, maybe you get some bullish consolidation in here, bing bong around independent, and then maybe you get a breakout, potentially. That could be something to look for. But as of right now, kind of hard to call for these levels just because there's not a lot of, shout out to Chris, said, Cryptos R Us says on his channel, you might collaborate with him with his other channels for a show. Shout out to Chris and shout out to George from Cryptos R Us. Yeah, I would. Maybe potentially we may. I would love to collab with George in any way. Shout out to George from Cryptos R Us. But yeah, we like George. But yeah, we'll see. I don't want to make any promises. I know they're doing a whole bunch of really cool stuff over there. So I have no commitment to anything just yet. But I know they're trying to do some really cool stuff, and I would love to be a part of it. So yeah, absolutely, you are hearing correctly. George is telling the truth. But anyway, let's continue on here. And but yeah, so. For the most part, I would be, potential. I mean, again, with not a lot of price action to analyze here, it is a little bit of a tough call for me. But really what you would like to do here, guys, is you want to hold above this level, right? Because basically right underneath this golden pocket, right, like what happened, right? You got a quick move up, right? So if you lose this level, could we get a quick move down? I think it's very likely, right? Because look at the volume gap, right? Volume gap brings you to about 328 here, right? So if you do break this, you could get a quick move down to there. And then your next high volume node's about, almost $3, about $3.10 or so. But your next real high volume node is right down here, where this price was kind of clinging to. So key level, in my opinion, if you don't want to get a move down to $3.35, is going to be the bottom of this golden pocket, right? Otherwise, you're going to fall right down there, which wouldn't really be that horrible, right? It's not really that big of a correction. But yeah, and you actually do have your golden pocket to the downside. Your retracement, your golden pocket retracement would bring you right back down there, right? So even if you go for a 786, could be something to look for. So key levels to the downside, I'd watch this $3.35 level and then also this $2.90 level, which is your 786 retracement. So yeah, I would look at that. That's probably going to be your key levels. I will highlight this in blue so we know it's support. And there you go. If we pull back, this is where I would potentially be looking for another long position. But again, here's the thing, right? Very hard for me to analyze this. Really, here's the thing. If your money flow had just crossed over on your 3-day, your 4-day, your 2-day, etc., we don't have a lot of information to go off of here. That would make me anticipate a potential push down into these levels to put in a higher low and continue to the upside. But we simply do not have the higher time frame analysis to do based off this lack of price history. So, but these are definitely key levels I would be looking at. And then even if you do continue up, I could try to find you some local targets to the upside, and we will go ahead and let me go ahead and pull that fib we pulled in the beginning right there. Click here, change a setting, bada boom, bada bing. And then, yeah, if you wind up breaking this high and you go into price discovery, big level to watch would be $7.95 in my opinion. I'm not saying that WorldCoin is about to instantly 2x to $7. That's not what I'm saying. But if you break out, there is no price history. Like you can't look left, right? So we're looking at these fib levels at about $7.95 for your potential next target. So keep an eye on that. So there you go. Shout out to Dreamer, said best channel. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you. And you're the best viewer along with everybody else. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for the kind comment. I appreciate that more than you probably think. Let's see. Bada boom. Let's see. Okay, let's continue on. So there is WorldCoin. Shout out to, I forget who asked for it, but shout out to you. Hopefully that helps you out. Let's see. Okay, let's take a look at ICP. Someone says, who said it? Who said it? Let's see. Someone said, can you tell us something about ICP? Yes, we totally can. Ibra said, can I tell you something about ICP? I definitely can. Going to $1 million. I'm just kidding, guys. So ICP has broken out of its bear market range. Obviously, guys, this is something we've been looking at for quite some time. ICP still in its bear market range, looking for that breakout. We got the breakout and the push to the upside. Very, very, very nice here. Let me see if I could pull up. Where is our actual ICP chart? Bear with me while I find this, guys. Come on. Bybit chart? No, come on. We did this the other day. We did this yesterday. Was it the MACD chart? No. Binance US dollar? Where is this ICP chart? Coinbase? I guess this is what we were looking at? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, yeah. Anyway, we'll just look at this chart. Let me go ahead and clear it. Let me clear some of this stuff. Bada boom, bada bing. Right, so Here's your bear market range. Finally got the breakout here. Beautiful, beautiful breakout. Pull back up that VPVR real quick just so we can see where the volume is. And as you guys can see, we are, fighting to get up into this low volume gap, right? Where's that low volume gap? Right here at about 16, 17 bucks. All the way down here to where we are basically trying to flip into support right now. If we are successful in doing so, we may be able to shoot up to our next high volume node, or, I would obviously watch this level. We'll talk about these in a second. Let me just mark these out real quick for you guys. And then you have your high volume node specifically sitting right here at 1684. And so what are we looking for basically, right? You come up. If you flip this level to support, you may be able to get a quick move up to about 1465, and then your next high volume node is also sitting up here at 1665, right? So 1665 and 1684 and 1465 is kind of that next zone of resistance that I would be looking at on ICP, right? So let's turn this purple for resistance. Again, this is derived from the volume, right? Zoom in a little bit to get a more granular look here. Again, could be a quick move up there because of the fall off in volume, right? Price is attracted and clings to those high volume nodes, right? So high volume node here, you expect price to range around, which is exactly what happened. And then once you break out of the range, you break into that low volume gap, giving you those quick imbalances to the upside. And this is what I would look for moving forward on ICP if we can hold this level as support. Now, if we do, now here's the thing, right? We got a red dot here printing on the daily. So are we going to pull back? Potentially. And just, if we do wind up pulling back here and we get a move below this level, it doesn't instantly make me bearish on ICP, right? But it is likely to get a pullback before finally coming up and taking another attack at this level, right? So with that being said, daily red dot could be likely to continue to cool off just a little bit here. So I'm going to pull some fibs really quickly. Go ahead and pull it here. Zoom out to spawn these levels. Yeah, so, key levels to the downside. If we lose this key level right here, I will be looking down towards the golden pocket 786 and the value area high for the most part, right? Like pretty good confluence here. Golden pocket 786, previous value area high. So if you do wind up coming back down, this is going to be a big level, because remember what we always talk about, guys. Oftentimes, when you get a move on Bitcoin, out of a range, sometimes you come up and then price likes to come retest that value area high as support before breaking to higher prices, right? So that is something you can look for as well. And with that daily red dot printing as well, as you're coming down here to the medium time frames, 4-hour money flow coming out, maybe we bing bong around before getting a little bit more of a correction down here. So key levels of support on ICP going to be this blue box between 766 and 619. If we hold support above here somehow and don't get some kind of a correction to come in, next key level of resistance is going to be this purple box between 1684 and 1456. And again, it does look a little more likely that you could kind of consolidate, get a move to the downside, and then a move up. But those are the key levels that I will be watching. Shout out to whoever asked for that. All right, let's see. Has anyone requested H-Bar yet? Shout out to Bullish on Parade. You may be the first one. Shout out to Bullish on Parade. Let's see. Shout out to Hypnotize, said goat out, which is the goat way of saying shout out, because you guys know we love goats on this channel. But he says, goat out to you. Did you buy any Filecoin yet? It dumped down almost on your target support after hitting the value area high, just like you said. Shout out to Hypnotize. Hypnotize? Who said that? Yeah. Shout out to Hypnotize. Dude, shout out to you, man. I love it to see you guys in here, seeing what we look at, and then seeing it play out and being like, oh my God, there was a reason he was looking at that. I saw it play out. So shout out to Hypnotize. We can take a look at Filecoin potentially if we have time here, but let's continue on and take a look at yo, let's go. Eric Bonici said, just posted in Bok Discord. Bok! Discord, sending them here to raid you. Let's go. Let's see if we can get raided here, baby. Let's get it. All right, let's continue on. Dan says, H-Bar to the moon, please. I will talk to Satoshi and see if he can get in touch with the H-Bar team to send it to the moon for you guys. Let's see. We're going to need more value. Yo. Shout out to Tampa Bay Buckeye. Says, Frankie, we're going to need more value area high, a.k.a. cowbell. Trust me, you're going to want to have that POC. Bing bong. Shout out to Tampa Bay Buckeye. Thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to and that is an individual. And he says, I'm old. I'm an old member. Why are you ignoring me? Oh, no, it was a typo, but I got what you said. Shout out to and. I'm not ignoring you. Shout out to you, bro. I just didn't see your chats. But let's go ahead and continue on here. ICP, let's go ahead and check out XRP. As XRP, we actually haven't looked at XRP in quite some time, and there's a reason for that, guys. Simply put, boring. Right? Just simply bing-bonging around here. And I'm not going to lie here, guys. A lot of people call me crazy. A lot of people saying you're an idiot. Why are you holding that XRP short? And maybe I am an idiot, right? Like for holding this XRP short. But if we get stopped out, guys, we're getting stopped out at break even, and we're going to make about $940, right? So no big deal. But I'm still holding this. I'm still holding. They cannot kick me out of this XRP short. Might go down in history for the longest trade I ever took. Holding that XRP short. But again, took a nice SFP trade on this short, and stop loss at my entry here up towards the 70s, and again, they just missed my stop loss here. I'm not gonna lie, they missed my stop loss by like fractions of a penny here, but couldn't stop me out. We are still short XRP. If we wind up rejecting this value area low, I will be looking down closer towards the high volume node at 57 cents, maybe all the way down to the value area high at 54 or 55 cents. Those are the next key levels of support, but again, if we do not get that, I'm totally fine getting stopped out, making $1,000. It's not a big deal, right? And then we will look up towards those next key levels of resistance, which we've seen play out here, right? Ever since we took this short, we were looking at this golden pocket retracement sitting right here at about 69 cents, right? Saying if we did get a bounce, we'd probably reject from this purple box for a nice little short setup. Didn't take this trade, obviously, because I'm still short from the high, but, we give these key levels, right? Like this is a level that we gave on the live stream, right? We don't give the exact trade setup. We do that, obviously, in the premium Discord. We spoon feed those setups, but, we give you the key levels of resistance. If you could get those confirmations, these levels do play, and this would have been a beautiful little short entry. This is why I always recommend people catch these live streams, because there is the sauce is on these live streams. Could have cost a nice little 15% dump on XRP off of that key level. Shout out to Logan. I appreciate that $5 super chat or super sticker. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for that. Let's see. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Have a good night, bro. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for everything you do. And more specifically, bro, shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Everybody always asks me, Frankie, where do I get the playlist for your music on the live stream? And simply put, guys, Rob the Crypto Snob's the GOAT, and he dropped the playlist right here. He sent me a Spotify playlist with all of our music from the live stream. So there you go. If you want to click that link, you can go listen to the. You can go ahead and listen to the playlist. All right, let's see. And says SEI. We could try to take a look at SEI. If we have time. We may have time. Hey, shout out to D Petty Crypto. What is going on, bro? He says sick playlist. Shout out to D Petty. Appreciate you for being here, bro. But yeah, we've been waiting for that playlist to come out for a while. Or you guys been waiting for me to do it. But Rob the Crypto Snob, the GOAT, the real GOAT, came up and got you there. Shout out to let's go. Shout out to Apples Up North, dropping those Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Let's get it. Shout out to Crypto Crabman, Tampa Bay Buckeye, Armstrong 33, Wick's wife, Fine 89. Shout out to you guys for getting those Frankie Candles memberships. Let's get it. And shout out to Apples Up North. Thank you for gifting them. You are the man. Let's go. Just Shazammed it. Let's go. Shout out to Sarah. That's awesome. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. So XRP, guys, simply put, key level to the upside remains the same. Value area low or the doorway to higher prices. We cannot see the higher prices, which would technically be the 786 or even some of these targets a little bit higher, but we can't get there until we flip that value area low to support. So, even here, we went for the golden pocket retracement, but we could not hold this level as support. We just lost it, right? So we got to get up here and decisively flip this level to support before we get more upside for XRP. But this is it, guys. 63 cents. Value area low. Doorway to higher prices. This is basically how we were able to predict all of the coins that we've been had price predictions on and see them hit those targets. This is how we did it. We knew if we claimed the value area low of the macro range, that's where you see the higher prices. And again, this zone, I would actually kind of move this up to the 786. But This is kind of that next key level. If we continue up, look for that 786. But even so, really in the grand scheme of things, if we get rid of some of these local levels, really what we're going to be looking for is a flip of support on that value area low. And then really the next target should be the point of control macro 786 retracement from this entire move to the downside. So really in the long term, if we get above that value area low, really looking to begin the journey up to that 83 cents POC. Right, of the macro bull market range, right? And then once you flip that POC, we could wind up seeing XRP get above that point of control and getting a move towards that value area high, getting closer to $1.30. And that's really my plan for XRP. But until then, I'm holding this short until they stop me out for $1,000 profit. So there you go. That's what we're looking at on XRP. And then, as far as the indicators, looking very, very, actually looking kind of different than Bitcoin. Take a look at the 3-day red dot confirm, 4-day red dot confirm, 5-day red dot confirm, 6-day red dot printing, weekly red dot confirmed, right? So this will these red dots on the higher time frames will kind of be and notice the volume gap here, guys. This is why I was holding this short, right? Because if we can't get above this value area low, we could get a quick move down to that previous value area high at 55 cents. So might be able to capitalize on some extra gains if we fall through that low volume gap, even if it is to just tap it quickly and then reclaim to come up to the POC. So that's what I'm looking at on XRP, guys. But again, if this weekly red dot and this 6-day red dot does not give us a pull to the downside, that would be very bullish, in my opinion, for XRP. And it will be, if that is the case, and we see those green dots start to print on the weekly without having these red dots give you a big move, that's, in my opinion, going to be bullish for XRP, and that's likely where you'll see that bigger move to the upside. And shout out to Captain Kirk, CandleMafia Mama, dropping those Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go. I love that everybody gifts these memberships. I low-key almost like it better than the super chats because the Mafia gets a piece of it. I like it. Shout out to you guys, and shout out to Captain Kirk for gifting those memberships. We love you, Mafia Mama, and I know the Mafia loves you back, so shout out to you. Let's see. Hey, shout out to Mason, says shout out from Buffalo, New York. Shout out to you, bro. New York brother. Says, check out Jam. We could try to take a look at that in a second, but let's take a quick look at Cardano. Let's see. Okay, yeah, let's take a look at Cardano, or Cardanzo, as your boy James Kramer might say. Shout out to Logan. Thank you for that super chat, bro. I appreciate you. He says, Helium Mobile, when to sell, got in last month. Congratulations on that. I've actually been looking at that recently. Unfortunately, did not catch this one. However, it is pumping pretty good. Well, we could try to take a look at that in a second. But let's see. Shout out to Lil Zipper. Shout out to Lil Zipper. Says, I'm new. Are we all from New York? Shout out to Lil Zipper. Well, I'm definitely from New York. I know a lot of the Mafia is as well. But yeah, shout out to you, bro. Here we are. I'm from Long Island, though. I'm not from Buffalo, New York. I'm from Long Island. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Shout out to Dreamer, said one day soon I'll be able to gift these free memberships too. Let's get it. Shout out to Dreamer. I feel like that's the progression. You watch the live streams, you learn, you trade, you make money, you drop memberships on the Mafia. That's kind of the road. That's what happens. Shout out to Chris. I'm from New York. New York. Drop NY in the chat if you're from the Empire State, guys. Let's see it. Yeah, Long Guy Land. Shout out to Swashbuckling Scallywag. But let's go ahead and continue on here. So, taking a look at Cardano, also broken out of its bear market range, obviously here, and then gotten a quick move up to this next level of resistance. So let's go ahead and break it down. Let me actually pull up a better chart here for ADA. I believe it's the Coinbase chart is what we looked at. And here we are, guys. Here we are. The key levels play. The levels play, guys. And this is stuff we give away for free every single day. Every single weekday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about this and we give the key levels, right? And here we are. ADA at our target of the golden pocket, sitting at 64 cents. Cardano sitting at 64 cents, right? Get the move up to the golden pocket. We are seeing a little bit of a pullback, as you would obviously expect. Take a look at the 4-hour, right? Now, we had reasons to look for a move down off this golden pocket, right? When you come up to these levels, guys, you're not necessarily always going to expect a dump to zero, but you can use these as areas to look for scalp shorts, right? Or scalp longs, depending on what area, like what level if you're coming from below or above. But we came up to that golden pocket. Obviously, we had those 4-hour bearish divergences. I believe we looked at this on the live stream with the money flow coming out, which is a beautiful added confluence that we were going to get that move to the downside. The bear div, higher highs into a key level, is step number 1. Your oscillator making lower highs is step number 2. That gives you the bearish divergence. The fact that it happens into a key level is a beautiful level of confluence. And then when you have your money flow coming out, it makes it even more likely to play out for a nice little, for a nice little 21% dump to the downside. Not looking to ride this down to 0, but getting that nice little scalp to the downside. 20% is not really even a scalp in my opinion, to be honest with you. But beautiful move off these key levels, guys. Do not sleep on the key levels given on the live stream. But with that being said, take a look at the daily, right? We also had a daily red dot, or no, not really. But what I would be looking for here, guys, potentially is going to be something similar to Bitcoin, right? Let's take a 4-hour money flow crossing over into the red. 10-hour money flow coming out. Not only did we make a high and then a lower high, but even just locally, you're trending to the downside. This is more of a bearish sign. So if we do come up, we could either look for a lower high to continue a move down, or what I would actually prefer to see would be a push to the 786, because not only do we have the 786 up here, we also have a naked daily point of control, right? Now, again, remember, these MPOCs act as a magnet, right? Sucking price towards it. So if we wind up getting that push up, we break the highs, and we come up to that 786 MPOC daily naked point of control, we will have continued higher highs on our price action, right? And then we may even be able to set up, similar to Bitcoin, we may be able to set up a daily bearish divergence, right? Which would give us a sign of weakness, and then we could go down to the lower time frames, see if we can get some confirmations up here to go short, and then look to ride this short down. So that's what I'd look for, right? Target number 1 acquired, golden pocket. Now I'm going to be looking with a green dot on the 10-hour, 12-hour VWAP, 16-hour VWAP, and daily VWAP starting to roll back up. If we get that green dot and we take the highs, I'll look for the next rejection at this purple box. And if it works like this one did, then and we get those bearish divergences, maybe a place to look for a short. For me, not for you, because I can't give financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. Crazy guy screaming on YouTube, guys. But that's what I would look for on Cardano. There you go. Nice and simple. And then again, just because of the money flow on the 4-hour, if we wind up cracking these highs, chances are money flow will come back into the green. But we could also, right, you also want to analyze or be ready for a potential lower high to come in, right, with the money flow here, right? So come up, start testing really this purple box, golden pocket 786, same purple box on that golden pocket, could put in a lower high here and continue a local downtrend. And then maybe after that, you get the push up to the 786. There's no way to guarantee, what the price action will look like, but just be careful because money flow coming into the red on the 4-hour would kind of fight against the theory of coming up to your 786. So if I were sitting on Cardano looking to short it, I would, number 1, be looking for a lower high to come in at some of these levels. And then if we didn't get that and that all got invalidated, then I'd look for the higher high. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on Cardano. All right, let's see. Let's continue on. Okay, so that was Cardano. Let's check out SEI real quick. Bada boom. Let's see. JJ Zona says, can anyone tell me if the premium Discord is worth the money? Shout out to JJ. Thank you for being here. I will say this. I will save you. If you're looking for a signals group, we are not a signals group. I spoon feed the trade setups. So let me, because I've been getting a lot of questions about this. So let me actually just pull this up really quickly, just so I can kind of show an example of how the Discord works, right? So for example, let me show you a trade that I am in right now, or I actually hit take profit on this. But let me just go ahead and show you a quick little trade that we're in the premium Discord really quickly here. So obviously I mentioned this earlier in the stream. We are long from the 786 down here. Right here, right? We came down, we tapped the 786, we got our bullish confirmations, right? So this is essentially our long position right now, right? So we're in at the 786. This is the current long position that we're in, right? So obviously it's profitable, but I want to show you, JJ, because if you're looking for signals, I don't want you to join and then be disappointed because we are not a signals group. You're not going to get a notification on your phone that says buy this right now, and then 5 minutes later it's going to say sell this right now. There's many reasons why I don't do this. I'm not going to get into it right now, but I'll show you exactly how the premium Discord works, and I'll actually show you how you could try it for free. But here we are, right? So this was the long setup, right? But this is how I basically call for these longs, right? Or shorts, whatever, depending on what we're looking at, right? But let me go ahead. I want to make sure that I don't leak anything too exclusive here. It wouldn't be fair for the people who pay. But here we are, right? So I'm going to show you what that long setup looked like before it wound up playing out and what I give you guys in the Discord. Because again, I don't want people who, or if you're looking for signals, I don't want people looking for signals and then not get it, right? So here you go. This is that long setup, right? Actually, no, hang on. It is technically not the long setup. Let me, very, very similar, but not the exact, I don't believe that's the exact setup. Yeah, so here is that setup. So here we are. Let me pull it up really quickly. Bada boom, bada bing, right? So right here, you have the 786. This is the same thing I just marked out, right? You have your 786 and your value area low sitting right here. We had our confirmations. So basically what we do is I have these setups on the chart before price ever even gets to that level. And we say it's an if this, then that kind of criteria. If price comes down here, we get these confirmations, that's where we're looking to enter the trade, right? And then I give the specific confirmations in the actual, this isn't even the original setup. This is kind of an update saying, hey guys, this setup is playing out now. But on the original setup, you'll have this setup on the chart, and then before price gets there, I'll show you exactly what I was looking for, right? So let me just go ahead and hide this. This is for you, JJ. But this is basically what we were looking at, right? So let's go into bar replay mode real quick, and we're saying, hey, if we wind up coming down to this 786 and we deviate below the volume profile, what I will be looking at specifically for this trade, it's already playing out, but what I was looking for on this specific trade was bullish divergences on the medium hourly time frames between the 1, 2, 3, and 4 hour, right? So you look to come down to the key level, right? So that short setup is, let me pull it back up, right? So the short, when you're looking, or I'm sorry, the long setup, right? So you're sitting here, and this is what the trade looks like, right? This is what the post in Discord will look like. It'll say, hey, if we come down to the 786, I'm going to be looking for these confirmations, right? In this case, it was bullish divergences as well as some other stuff on the 1 hour, right? And then you wait, and then you're sitting there, right? You got to have your alert set. You know what you're looking for. You know the confirmations you need to see at this level to go long, and then you just wait for price to get down there. And then as price winds up getting down there, you're like, okay, let me see if I have the confirmations we were looking for. And if you wind up getting the confirmations, that's where you look to take the trade, right? And we wound up getting a nice little, bullish divergence here on the 1 hour, again, as well as other things, right? And if you move your volume profile ahead here, you can see your volume profile moved down. So now your value area low is also down here. You got the confirmations. That's the entry into the trade. And then boom, we get in and it winds up playing out, right? Obviously, they're not all going to play out perfectly like that. We get stopped out sometimes, but we obviously win more often than we lose. And there you go. But I just don't want you thinking like I'm not putting in there buy at this, buy right here, sell right here. In my opinion, that does not work. It doesn't teach anybody anything. Most people lose money. It's just a quick money grab for people. Like, oh yeah, by the time I get into the trade and I put the signal in the Discord, you guys are going to miss the entry, right? So there's what I do is I want you guys to see the setup before it happens. And also what this does is it teaches you how to trade, right? So next time you have a setup similar to this, you can actually look at it and be like, oh, this is a long setup. Let me take this. And you eventually learn over time how to be a profitable trader without me holding your hand, right? And I want to hold your hand forever. But unfortunately, I have an actual goal of turning people into profitable traders, not just doing a quick money grab, trying to get rich off a Discord, right? That's not my plan. My plan is to actually teach you how to trade. I want to teach you guys how to fish, not teach you how to just click a buy and sell. Like if signals worked as well as people thought they did, I would probably never have been a trader. I would have just entered the best trading group, right, with the signals, and I would just set up a bot to take those signals, and I would be rich, right? Does anybody know anybody who takes buy and sell signals off of a signals group, and they don't have a job, and they just get rich off of that? Probably very, very few people, right? And that's why I do it this way. So there you go, bro. Also, if you go into the free Discord, you can get access to the dining room, which essentially gives you access to weekly posts. You get like one post. You get one post a week. Sometimes it's technical analysis. Sometimes it's a setup. Sometimes it's trade setups, sometimes it's just simple analysis. But you get one a week. We do this every day in the Discord, but you can get one a week for free. All you have to do is click unlock access. If you have any of our exchanges and you signed up with our affiliate link, you can get in here for free. Just click on whatever exchange you used, put in your user ID, and then the mods will give you access within a couple of days, and then you'll get those weekly premium posts, right? So you can get a little bit of a free taste, somewhat of a free taste of what's in the premium. So if you wanted to really, really assess it before you get in, you could always try out the dining room first. But there you go. That's why, and this is a perfect example because we were in this right now, and it's a perfect example of what the trades look like. So JJ, there you go. Shout out to JJ, said, no, that's perfect because I want to learn. So JJ, there you go. I really like to be transparent because I know a lot of people, listen, there's a market out there for signals, right? A lot of people think they're going to get rich off signals, and that's fine, right? I thought that at some point too. I probably tried, I actually don't even think I did, but maybe I tried a signals group or two, and then you quickly realize like, oh, I'm not getting rich. This is dumb. Let me cancel this. But maybe there's good signals groups out there. I just don't really have much experience with it. It doesn't seem like a great idea. I really want to teach you guys how to fish. So if that's what you're looking for, JJ, probably the place for you. But again, no problem, bro. I'm here to explain things, man. I genuinely want to, I'd rather learn than to be told. Exactly. Shout out to JJ. You seem like you're the right guy. But again, you could also test it out for free. So shout out to you, bro. And then shout out to Miguel. I should have just read a super chat. He said, premium Discord is well worth the money. I purchased the annual subscription. Wish they had a lifetime subscription. Continue to do what you do best, Frankie. Shout out to you, bro. Let's go. Shout out to, I appreciate you saying that, Miguel. I'm glad you're finding value in the Discord. It would hurt me if you didn't, because I'd be like, I'm not doing my job. But let's continue on here, guys. So there you go. There is Cardano. Let's check out SEI real quick. So let's go ahead and see here. All right. Well, I mean, hey, last time we looked at this was quite a while ago, and we did wind up getting those all levels respected. Look at that. Short at the value area high. Where'd you go? Right back down to the value area low, and then you took off, flipped the value area high, and you got a breakout. Beautiful. But this is obviously old analysis, so let's go ahead and take this off. But let's see. Also, guys, probably going to be new. Yeah, shout out to Pan. I'll take a look at it for you. I'll take a look at it for it. I'll take a look at it for you. Let's see. Shout out to Lane Casey. Shout out to you. Laney Casey says, can you talk more about confirmations? Probably not on tonight's live stream. We do talk much more about like the actual confirmations I use to get into trades. We talk about in the premium Discord. But there's many different confirmations you can look for to get into trades. Laney, I will talk about them more and more. As we do these live streams, we'll talk about them more and more. But just stick around. We talk about them a lot. Let's see. Okay, so let's continue on. Shout out to John Vucci says, the community alone is the best. Yeah, you're not only getting access to me, guys, you also get access to a lot of serious traders who not only have been doing what you're trying to do, and it can help you avoid the mistakes that you're likely to make as a beginner, but also they've become great traders, right? So we also have Darren Does Things in there, also a really, really good trader that helps us out. You get access to a lot of really, really good stuff. So there you go. But anyway, take a look at SEI. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there, but I just don't want people getting into the Discord and being like, what the heck? I thought you were going to tell me when to buy and sell. I'm like, no. I just don't want people to waste time or money. But anyway, taking a look here. Take a look at this little value area that we have. Starting to get a little bit of a push above this value area high. Could be an overvalued SEI. Take a look at the daily real quick. Green dot confirmed. VWAP rolling over. Money flow coming out. This actually does not look too bad. Money flow is coming out. Let me pull your fibs. Bada boom. Bada bing. Yeah. Baby. Interesting. Money flow coming up on the daily. That does not look bad. 16-hour money flow also coming back up. Got a nice little bull div here. Nice little bull div at the value area low, lower lows. And shout out to Laney, Casey. She said, I think it's a girl. I could kind of see, hopefully, in that avatar. But anyway, here you go, right? You come down to your value area low. Key level of support. You have lower lows on your price action, higher lows on your momentum waves. This is a bullish divergence. Likely that you'll get a reversal to the upside when you see this, right? So you don't blindly long these. I don't want anyone getting confused. You can't blindly long or short bearish or bullish divergences, but when you start combining it with coming down to a key level of support and then you get a bullish divergence, and then maybe you also have money flow coming up on a lower time frame or something, then it starts to become more and more likely, the more confirmations you have, that you will get a move to the upside, right? And then you want to make your trading decisions based off of a multitude of confirmations, right? So you come down to a key level, you have a bullish divergence, you have money flow coming up on a lower time frame, and then you want to use those three things as a confirmation to get into an actual trade. So these are just some of the things that you can look for at these key levels. But really the trick is having the key levels set on the chart and waiting for price to approach those key levels. And then as you're at those key levels, analyzing what is going on with price, do you have confirmations, and then taking a high probability trade. So hopefully that helps you out. Shout out to RD. We'll take a look at COQ in a second. But here we are, right? Again, be careful because you're above your value area high. This is typically where you want to look for shorts. At the low is typically where you want to look for longs. Very likely when you deviate from your high that you will get sucked back into the range, come back to your POC and eventually the low, and vice versa, right? Up to the POC, tap the low, back to the high. So you got to be careful that you could pull back here potentially. But let me go ahead and so let's see. Take a look at the daily, confirm green dot. Take a look at the let's take a look at the 4-hour money flow starting to come up. Yeah, higher time frames, right? Fresh green dot on your 4-day, 3-day green dot looking to print, fresh 2-day green dot. I would look for something like this on SEI, guys. Potential break of these highs into your golden pocket or maybe even your 786. And then as you creep up into these levels, be cautious of bearish divergences on those higher time frames to look for a pullback. But really, next key levels to the upside going to be about 33 to 34.5 cents. 786 coming in at 39, almost 40 cents. Right, so that's your next key level of resistance to the upside on SEI. If you continue up, I would be cautious of a rejection at this purple box. But Frankie, that box is blue. No, it's not. It's purple. What do you mean? Shout out to the Mafia. All right, let's see. Shout out to Mason. Said, I like what you're doing, man. Hey, shout out to Mason. I like what you're doing. Are you laying bricks? Let me know. I'm just kidding. Mason, bricks. You guys get it. It was a dad joke. I'm sorry. I'm not even a dad. Jam token looking good. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we've got, let's see what we got on COQ. What chart are we looking at? Let's take a look at the KuCoin chart. So is this thing pumping? Oh, she's pumping. She's pumping, baby. She's pumping. I'm not checking my portfolio, guys. I'm not. I swear I'm not. Anyway, so yeah, on COQ, guys, this is a meme coin, so please be careful. Obviously, these things are not guaranteed to go up, and the technicals are sometimes thrown out the window for the meme coins, right? So this thing is actually not really exploded just yet, but hopefully one day it does, right? But I do own some of this, guys. So, but I just want to be clear. You should not just buy a coin because someone on YouTube bought it, right? This could be a scam. This could go to zero. But this is a very high-risk play, right? I have very little money in this. I put a very, very small bag. That bag may or may not be up 5x. I don't know. But it is a very small play, right? Like, I'm not, like, be very careful with the meme coins. However, it has done very well so far. So for the most part, like looking at this KuCoin chart, guys, there's not a lot we could do, right? This was just listed on KuCoin, I believe, right? I guess over the weekend, yesterday, it was listed on KuCoin, right? So we are coming in to the golden pocket 786, but the real fun will likely come in, guys, when we break this level. If we could crack this 786, here's the thing. This is not based off volume. This is simply based off Fibonacci levels, right? So let me go ahead, right? Now, there's no looking left here. So we have nothing above us, right? So if we crack this previous high, right, we could potentially look for a push up into this next fib level, the 1618 sitting at about 3737, right? But other than that, very hard to do TA on this, right? Like I literally hold this coin and I'm not looking at the chart, guys. Like I'm literally holding this, hoping that somebody tweets about it and it explodes, right? I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not an influencer that's going to try to pump a meme coin, right? I'm just not that guy. Because it's dangerous, right? It's just, it's not my thing, right? But if we break that key level here, guys, 2743. If we crack this, or actually, yeah, I would actually call it about 3013, right? I'm not going to count the zeros. 3013. If we go ahead and get above this level, that's where I'd be looking up for a pump to about, again, that level that I just mentioned, sitting at 3732. But other than that, there's really not much to talk about here, right? There's nothing to analyze unless we're on the 15-minute chart where we don't even have money flow yet. You got a fresh green dot on the 15-minute, maybe we pump. But other than that, like, there's nothing to really look at on the chart, so I'll just give you the targets. Target number 1. Let's see if we can, let's just mark it out. We'll call this target, right? Call this target 1. I will be taking profits on this very, 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 very aggressively if it starts coming up more. But there you go. Target 1. Target 2, and we'll see if we can get a move up to these targets. Now, again, I'm going to be very clear. The TA, like, there's not much TA to do here, right? So we'll see if we break out. If we do, really the only thing to look at are these fib levels. So there you go. I'll even get rid of the fib. So, I mean, key level to break, right? Let's break this high. Boom. Let's break this high. This is your doorway to higher prices. Right? Put that on the right side. Bada boom. You break this level, I would expect to bing bong, right? And again, there's no reason to get gravitated to this at all, but there's just nothing else to look at other than these imaginary fib levels to the upside, right? So if we break out, maybe we can make a run for this, in which case that would be a nice little 43% pump. Maybe we pump up to target 2 for a nice little 88% pump. Maybe you can make it up to target 3. Let me relabel this. Boom. And then that would give you a, come on with the mother, come on. For 134%, right? So maybe you get another 100 and something percent out of this thing if it decides to absolutely yeet to the upside. But we'll see. We'll see, guys. We'll see. That's looking parabolic. Let's go. Shout out to Mason. Let's see. I'd like to see what your TA reveals on the Jam charts. Okay, so let's check out Jam. Is this another, what is Jam? I'm not familiar with it. Let me know what it is. If somebody would be so nice. But let's see. Daily. But yeah, for COQ guys, not much to say, right? Again, like I'm praying it pumps. But again, as far as TA goes, like, there's not much to look at. So just again, like, even me, I'm just kind of holding this thing, hoping it yeets to the upside for some random reason. No real calculated. It's not very often you see Frankie Candles get into a trade that's not very calculated. I just bought some meme coins. That happens to be one of them. Hopefully it pumps. All right, let's see. Okay, so continuing on here for Jam, what we can do here is we can look at the VRVP. Yeah, I don't know what exactly this is. Jam is their native token to pay each other for posts and stuff. Okay, interesting. Okay, so really what I would be looking for here locally, pull from the low to the high, or the high to the low, I should say. I would be watching next level here if this continues to the upside, which it does look like it's getting a nice little strong move here. Take a look at the daily. Yeah, VWAP coming up on the daily, 16-hour green dot, 12-hour green dot, both printing. Money flow in your 10-minute coming, or 10-hour coming back up. If this thing continues up, key level to watch, or key zone to watch, is going to be this purple box between 39788 and 31283. That's going to be your next key level of resistance. If you get above that, kind of hard to call the next shot from there, just because this is kind of wonked out. This is a shady looking chart. I'm not saying it's a scam or anything. It could be. I don't know. I'm not saying it's not good, but it's just hard to analyze at this point, right? Just because this chart is not the easy. It's janked out a little bit, right? So, yeah, right up here at about 77927 is going to be, if you get above here, could see that move up to that next fib level. But really, you got to get past this golden pocket 786 retracement. So I'll just give you that. I'm much more comfortable giving you these fib levels rather than speculative price predictions, because those are much less likely to be accurate. So if you continue down, watch that 786. Actually, I would also pull this volume profile right here. Bada boom. Value area high. Come on. Come on. POC. Value area low. But yeah, I would basically look at, if you got to move to the downside, I'd be cautious. You're bouncing off your golden pocket right now, but your 786 is coming in at 13805. If you lose that level, I'll turn this blue for support. If you lose that level, I'd be looking down to the value area high at 0.00092, or sorry, 9727, right? You could take your screenshots on these levels. I don't want to butcher them for you guys. But somebody just said intelligent phones. I don't even know what that means, but calling a smartphone an intelligent phone is hilarious. But yeah, these are the levels I'd be looking at. Other than that, kind of hard to read here. But yeah, I would look 16 and 12-hour green dots could give you a push to the upside. That's your resistance. And if you get a move down, your support is going to be here. If you continue down, I'd look for that value area high. And then if you, again, obviously, if you break down below that value area high, going to be looking for to get accepted into this volume profile. So there you go. There is Jam. Well, excuse me, Mr. Fancy Pants with your intelligent phone. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you so much for that super chat, bro. Yo, Creighton be dropping those super chats, bro. Thank you so much. He says, Frankie, you are not going to believe this. There is a thing called the interweb. You can shop there. I don't know about shopping on something on a computer. I would never shop on a computer. That seems really shady. You hear about that Amazon company that says they're going to sell things on the internet? I'll just go to the store, okay? I'll just go to the store. This internet thing is definitely a trend, right? It's a bubble. Shout out to Creighton. He says, just point at what you want, and they send it to you. Downside, you need a PC or intelligent phone. That's why you said it. Shout out to Creighton C. Let's go. Everybody, shout out to all the intelligent phones out there. Oh, my God. Hang on. Shout out to Eric Bonici, but shout out to Crane C, bro. Thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate you. But dude, I don't know about this internet thing, man. I'm not gonna put my money on I'm not. That seems weird. And this Amazon company that says they're gonna, oh, it's the future, gonna buy things online. I'll go to Barnes and Noble to buy my books. I'm okay. Think you're buying things online is gonna go mainstream? Idiots. I'm kidding, guys. These are things that real people said. The reason I say this, guys, is because a lot of people say crypto's a scam, right? Go look at old clips of when credit cards were becoming a thing. Go look at old clips when Amazon was first becoming a thing. All these the general masses all thought that was a scam, never going to happen. But it was the forward-thinking people that bought Amazon at the bottom. It was the forward-thinking people that realized that credit cards were going to be big, right? So you want to be these people when you're thinking about, people think like you're going to put all your money on the internet. That seems shady. I'm not doing that. It's like, you don't understand the technology. It's actually safer than the melting ice cubes that you call dollars that are sitting in your pocket right now. So shout out to you, Creighton C. Thank you for that super chat, bro. I do appreciate you. He said they said the same thing about crypto. Shout out to Creighton. Thank you so much, bro. Let me see real quick. Power Friend said, I said be careful. You could be the meme on this one. Shout out to Power Friend. And shout out to Eric Bonici. Said, can we make a Frankie Candles COQ meme? It's a family-friendly show, even though it's spelled differently. I'm just going to say COQ. Saying, I'm praying my COQ pumps. You could do that, but instead of saying, I hope it pumps, just say, I hope it goes up. Because pumps can be, it's go up is very clear, right? We just want it to go up in price. But shout out to Eric Bonici. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue on here. There is Jam. We took a look at SEI. Let's take a last coin we'll take a look at. Mason said should probably put a small bag in Jam. Now you're gonna make me do live research here. Shout out to Mason. I appreciate you for bringing this to our attention. So GeoJam token. I've been really, I have a feeling I know what this is gonna be. It's on KuCoin. Let's see. Okay, backed by world-class creators like Mariah Carey. Guys, Mariah Carey's involved. I'm in. Mariah Carey. Let's see, Machine Gun Kelly, let's go, and more. GeoJam is an AI-powered social platform that makes it easy for everyone to create and share and earn together. Watch list. Thank you very much, Mason. I'll look into that. I'd like to see what Token Metrics has to say about it. Maybe we'll drop some alpha on the next live stream. I'm going to look into this. I actually like that. Anything with like a... Yeah, there are some coins. We're going to start making some altcoin videos, guys, talking about some altcoins we have our eye on that I am personally bullish in. Obviously, they're not buy signals. Obviously, you should do your own research. But there are some really, really cool projects we have our eye on. Shout out to Eric Bonici. Okay, but let's continue on. I want to get lost here. We took a look at Jam. Thank you for bringing that up. They said they permit music and art we all love. Shout out to Mason. All right, interesting. I will definitely look into this. But real quick, last coin for the night, guys. We will take a quick look at Solana. We're not going short here, are we? Nah, of course we're not. Shout out to the Mafia. Let's go. Yeah, I don't know, guys. We should make an NFT. If I ever do an actual short stream, we should make an NFT of that short stream and sell it for $1 million because it's a very rare occurrence. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Solana, yeah, Solana just still kind of consolidating, which I believe is what we were looking for last time we looked at it. We do have a lot of levels here, right? This level getting respected right now. I believe it's based off a high-volume node, but I'm going to get rid of this level. I'm going to get rid of the fibs, right? We were looking for a pullback into this blue box. And this is shout out to who was looking at Sol. Someone told me, like, someone just mentioned, like, hey, Solana came back down to your box. But here we go, looking at for a test of that value area high, which has since moved, but we had this blue box down here. Got to pull back into that blue box, got to bounce up to the previous value area low, and now we are putting in a higher low, potentially looking to pump up to our next level. Really, guys, simple analysis here on Solana, right? Let me just hide all of this noise. Let me just hide a lot of this noise, right? We don't need all of this stuff on the chart, right? All I want to see is where's that previous value area, right? What do we simply have on the chart right now, guys? Number one, you're having multiple bearish divergences at your key level of resistance here, right? So money flow is coming up, though, so you may not come down. However, we are hitting a very key level, guys. Like, what do we look for? We look for the previous value areas. We look to get above the value area low, shoot through the range, right? Now we look up to the next value area. If we flip this to support, we're looking to fill the range up to about $100 for Solana, right? Now, again, this is a key level of resistance, right? So we can reject here, especially with our lower highs on our momentum waves, right? Even on the daily, continued bearish divergences forming at this level of resistance. So it may cause you to consolidate or even pull back a little bit more. However, once you flip that value area low, which is coming in at $80 to support, I would look to potentially get a move up to your POC at $90 and then your value area high at $1.07. That is what I would be looking at. Shout out to Crimson's girlfriend. That is basically what I'd be looking at, right? Move through that, again, like just like we've been predicting all this other stuff. Like this is the doorway to higher prices. The value area low, you also have a naked point of control here. So again, strong level to look for a rejection from, but once you flip that level to support, that's your doorway to higher prices. Same analysis on Solana that we've been looking at for quite a few days now. So there you go. That's what I'm looking at on Solana. Quick and dirty. Shout out to Robert, said triple digit Solana. Woo! Let's go, baby. But let's go ahead and continue on, guys. I actually believe, shout out to Drew. Drew Papes says he wants to see AVAX. We'll take a look at AVAX maybe for the Frankie fake out. But we are running out of time here, so we got to start spinning that wheel of pain and pleasure. Did we get 500 likes? Is Al Jr. going to name his dog Candles? No, he's not going to name his dog Candles because we only have 408 likes. Smash that like button, guys. If we get 500 likes, Al Jr. will name his dog Candles. So go ahead and smash that like button. But we will spin that wheel of pain and pleasure while we wait. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's pull up the wheel of pain and pleasure. And let's spin it 4 times because that's what we're starting off the week with. Let's get it. Okay. Let's see. Smash that like button. Spam that smash the like button or emoji in the chat if we get 500 likes. We'll spin the wheel 15 times. 550, we'll add Frankie Candles hats to the giveaways, and we'll also spin the wheel 25 times. Let's go. All right, let's see. Wick, shout out to Wick589, says, if you never knew the butt skin is the same as lip skin, interesting. Explains why you feel the heat even after you've eaten. Also, shout out to Wick. I'm reading this very carefully. Also, when you see someone's lips, you know. Okay, so shout out to Wick589. Shout out to Wick. I appreciate you, bro. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead and spin this wheel. And then, yeah, we may check out AVAX on the Frankie Fake Out potentially if you stick around till the end of the stream. Let's see. Just take a look at the masterpiece you made on Filecoin. What's next? Shout out to Hypnotize. Maybe we'll take a look at Filecoin as well. Spin number 2. We already gave him a giveaway. Let's give him another one. Shout out to our new sponsor, guys. And our new sponsor is the Andromeda-derived Alien Scam Water. This is basically a scam water. Scam water, guys. If you've never drinking scam water, this is what it looks like. But anyway, let's continue on. Spin numero 3. Let's get it. Shout out to the Mafia. Let's go. Shout out to Drew. You're cool, bro. No problem. I got you. We try to look at as much as we can. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the chat. Dropping Chinese letters that I can somehow read? Frankie Fake Out? Shout out to Crypto Billy. How are you doing that, bro? Shout out to Billy. Let's see. Billy, you got another space tomorrow? Can we shill it? I'm asking Billy if I can shill his show on my show. Billy, let us know. By the way, Crypto Billy, I know I've told you this in private, but I just want to say again, anytime you have a Twitter space, please feel free to promote. You have special permissions here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel, obviously. So please do not be shy pushing your thing, pushing your show tomorrow, or you can push it today if you want. But never feel afraid, bro. You help me out a ton. So please, if there's any way I can help you, I assume letting the Mafia know about those Twitter spaces helps you. Please feel free to take advantage, bro. I always look for ways to give back to you guys, and I feel like that's a good way to help you. So, but let's see. Shout out to Jurgen said, Frankie, did you know if you add salt to water and turn on the bottle, it turns into bleach? Wait, what? Is that true? Is that true? Guys, if you don't know what this is, I think it's a scam. I don't know. Mrs. Candle says it's good for you. No, I'm kidding. She thinks it's a scam too. I saw it on Joe Rogan. They said hydrogen water is the best water that you could possibly drink. So I bought this water bottle that puts hydrogen in your water, which I think the battery's dead because there's not a lot of hydrogen coming out. But I think it's a scam. I think it's a scam. I think it is. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. Crypto Pollo said, I loved your words in that last space. Loved the alpha. Shout out to Crypto Pollo, or Bitcoin Chicken as I like to call him. Super fun. I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah, we were talking about how important habits were, and we were able to spit some sauce on value, on habits, right? And I actually have some specific views on habits, so it was actually a pretty good episode for me to be on. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 giveaways out of 8. We spun this wheel way too many times. We were supposed to spin it 4 times. We spun it 8 times, but we got 4 giveaways to start off the week. But guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. But yeah, shout out to Crypto Billy's Twitter Spaces, Billy Goat Tales on Twitter. You guys can check him out. I don't know. I think he's doing a show tomorrow. Go check it out. But I'll drop you guys a little bit of sauce that I talked about on that space, right? And it has to do with habits. And I gotta shout out to Redman. I gotta send these to him. I said I was gonna send them to him. I got sidetracked. But let me show. I'm gonna read you guys some. This was not part of the plan, but I'm gonna read you guys the rules that I have for building habits, right? Or kind of my rules that have helped me develop good habits and just kind of like life habit related tips that have helped me get to where I am. And I'm not saying that I'm above anybody or I'm more successful than anybody or anything like that, but these are just things that have helped me in my journey and the things that I've done in my life. And I broke them down to 7 rules, right, for habits. Number 1, this is so random, but hopefully you guys find value in this because shout out to Crypto Billy, says drop some good sauce on that space. But yeah, appreciate you, Billy. But here's the rules, right? Rule number 1. Actually, shout out to Redman. I will try to send you these, but if not, I might point you to this live stream. Rule number 1, an object in motion stays in motion. If you start a habit, it is endlessly important for you to continue doing that habit and not miss a beat, especially in the beginning. The closer you are to starting that habit, the more important it is for you to not give yourself an inch of slack. Be the hardest on yourself that you could possibly be when you're starting a new habit. If you're starting to go to the gym and you say you're going 3 days a week, you better not miss one of those days for the first year. You cannot miss. When you're starting a new habit, you cannot miss. when you're first starting out. You need all the momentum you can get. And then once you start that momentum and the ball is rolling, it is easy to continue. So rule number 1, an object in motion stays in motion. When you miss that one day at the gym, it is a slippery slope. It's hard to build up and easy to lose. So an object in motion stays in motion. This is the number 1 thing I always repeat in my head to this day, and it helps me keep going, right? Rule number 2, be careful and intentional with the habits you create. If you're not, you're probably developing bad habits unintentionally, right? So you have to be intentional of the habits that you create, or you will develop bad ones, right? Simply put. Rule number 3, good habits stack up fast, but so do bad ones. So keep that in mind. You start working out twice a week, eventually it's going to be easier to go 3 times a week. If you start working out 3 times a week, all of a sudden you're going to want to start eating a little bit better, right? Maybe you want to start drinking a little more water because your body's going to be craving those nutrients because you're beating it up in the gym, right? So simply put, good habits can stack up. Before you know it, you're going to the gym. Oh, I eat healthy. I've been drinking a lot of water. I had a lot more energy, right? So all that stuff adds up, but so do bad habits. You sleep in late one day, maybe you have a cheeseburger that night, right? And everyone's goals are different, but yeah, good habits stack up, but be careful because so do bad ones. Rule number 4, practice doing the hard stuff specifically when you don't feel like it, right? When you wake up and you're having a good day, it's easy to stick to your habits, but it's a lot harder to get to the gym when you have a really bad day at work, or you had to wake up early to go to do extra work at your job, and then you had a horrible day, you got yelled at by your boss, you came home, your girlfriend's mad at you, etc. It's a lot harder to go to the gym when you're feeling like all beat down and unmotivated. So these are the moments where you must continue doing that habit. These are in my opinion, the only important time to really push yourself is when you don't feel like it. I don't consider myself, checking off that habit for the day unless I don't feel like it, right? So practice doing the hard stuff specifically when you don't want to do it. So if you don't like waking up early, practice waking up early specifically when you go to bed late, right? And then rule number 5, sweat the small stuff because the small stuff becomes the big stuff and eventually makes up your life. Self-explanatory. I made most of these up. And then number 6, don't talk about it, just do it. Do not release the dopamine, right? I'm sure you guys have seen this. This is like kind of popping off recently. I've seen a lot of clips on TikTok talking about how, for New Year's, if you start a New Year's resolution, don't talk about it. Don't tell people you're starting to go to the gym. And definitely don't tell people that you went to the gym. Just go. No one cares if you're going to the gym. And if you do say that, you're going to release dopamine in your brain because you're going to be like, I'm starting a new habit of going to the gym. Boom. You already got a fix from saying you're going to do it. Now you're even less likely to go do it. So don't say anything. Just do it. Go to the gym for 6 months straight and don't tell a dang soul. And then wait for them to go, dude, if you've been going to the gym, you're looking kind of swole, bro. That's what you want to do. You do not want to, don't say it. Just do it. Just do it and let the results speak for themselves. It's like a double-edged sword because number 1, it's bad because it releases dopamine and it's going to make it harder to create the habit. And number 2, is if you tell people, they're going to be like, oh, look at you. Yeah, you never work out, bro. What do you think you're going to become a gym? And it's just, you're going to get thoughts that you don't need. You're going to get opinions that you don't need and more importantly, don't matter. So don't say it. Just do it. Do it for 6 months with no one complimenting you and then keep doing it. Because if you talk about it, people are like, that's good for you. Ooh, yeah, dopamine. Good for you, man. You should do it. Yeah. Oh, dopamine, right? Like you need to do it when no one cares and focus on doing it when no one cares, right? That's the important thing. Do the hard stuff when it's hard, right? Don't just do it for a pat on the back because you're likely not going to do it, right? If you've ever gone to the gym consistently, you'll notice January 1st, everybody comes into the gym and then, when I used to, I'll be very clear, I don't work out consistently anymore, at least as of right now, but when I did work out, I remember like January 1st, I couldn't get a machine. I couldn't get a free weight, nothing, right? And then a month later, it was back to being empty, right? And all those people are not following these rules, right? So, and then finally, rule number 7, be realistic. If you're not, you'll lose before you start. If you don't set realistic goals, you're never going to stick to them. So don't just try to go to the gym every single day for 2 hours a day right off the bat. Walk around the block once a week, and then the next week, run around the block once a week. And then make it 2 days a week, and then 3 days a week, and slowly stack up. It's going to be easier to follow a diet plan or a workout plan or a trading plan if you are realistic about it, right? And then a bonus tip, results don't care about lies, right? So what that means, this is the last one before I let you guys go. Results don't care about lies, right? So you could tell people you're going to the gym and break it. Oh man, I'm killing myself in the gym, man. But I don't know. I must just have a slow metabolism. Your results, you're not working out hard enough, right? Your results don't care. Like you could tell yourself, like, are you going to the gym and sitting on your phone at the machines, or are you actually focusing and putting in as much effort as you possibly can? Because your six pack doesn't care if you did 25 sit-ups and you're saying you're working hard. It doesn't care that you're saying you're working hard. It only cares if you actually are working hard. You're not going to get the results unless you're actually doing the work. I've seen people in my real life, they go to the gym 3 times a week, right? They started up with their buddy, and they go to the gym 3 times, 4 times a week. And then a year later, and it's like, dude, you've been going to the gym for a year, and you don't look any different. Like, what are you doing in the gym, right? And that's the thing. You can go to the gym for a year. If you're not actually pushing yourself and actually forcing yourself to, like, be accountable to yourself. Do what you're supposed to do when no one's watching you. When the boss isn't looking over your shoulder, do the extra work because you should, not because you're trying to do the bare minimum. Because if you want the results, you have to do what you're supposed to do when no one's watching, right? Like for my YouTube channel, I don't have a boss over my shoulder saying, hey, record this video. Hey, go live. Hey, put this in Discord, right? And if I didn't do that, I would have no results, right? So you got to do the things that you don't want to do when no one's watching. And that is basically results don't care about lies, and discipline equals freedom. And with all that being said, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream, guys. Got a little wonked out into a little thing there, but I just wanted to shout out Crypto Billy's show and that spit a little bit of value for the end of the stream here. So we're at about 2 hours. So with all that being said, shout out to the CandleMafia. Thank you all so much for being here and hanging out till the end of the live stream. And shout out to AVAX and Filecoin. You never know what's going to happen on these Frankie fake outs. We may take a look at some extra coins. But with all that being said, Mafia, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. Shout out to Bitcoin. That's all I got. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
I ain't tryna see your hand out. No free bees, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Flow like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me.
Yeah, I've been on the road chill. 31, baby, living out my dream still. I just got off a tour, the product in store. I'm playing. I'll be rocking with the guy in the horse. Yeah, you just hopped in the coupe, got lock in the shoes. I worship his Zeus. You not gonna shoot. I'm watching you do the camp base where I'm blocking these fools. I got studio time. I got my watch in the booth. Yeah, they be praying on my downfall. I'm an outlaw, switching pulls every stance like Southpaw. How come your mouth off when y'all soft? No, you see me on the trampoline, about to bounce off. Yeah, it's a matter of time. I know you see me standing in the front, back in the line. I happen to grind every minute, passing the time. We ain't never been friends. How you acting like mine? Y'all need consentment. Y'all got resentment. God's grace lead to repentance. You live for mentions that make me question how you gonna handle a gift if you don't know how to steward a blessing. You can't do it. You don't want a dream chase. You don't put your hands to it. You know the circle shrunk. 4th and 40 got a pun. No, I don't do what I want. I do it for the kingdom come. I ain't know that I was flowing. I ain't showing sign of slowing. I am going for the jugular, mate. The one to debate. But you seem to want it for free. I ain't doing video unless I'm gonna get paid. Yeah, I've been working on a gift. I ain't doing free shows. You can call me here again. You can call me what you want. It's really absurd. Just because you're the church doesn't really mean you don't have to pay me what I'm worth. Woo.
I ain't tryna see your hand out. No free bees, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Flow like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy, and that's when you really gon' need me.
All right, here we go, guys. We're going to go ahead and jump right on in to Filecoin. I'm sorry, AVAX. AVAX is going to be the first one we look at. And I think this is our actual AVAX chart. That's AVAX Bitcoin. That's not what we want. Let me see. Is it the Coinbase chart? I'm actually not 100% sure. But I'm going to take this chart right here. I'm going to get rid of all these levels. Bada boom, bada bing. No, I guess I'm not going to. There we go. Okay, let's get rid of all these levels. Okay, so as you guys can see, we are approaching on AVAX. We are approaching that previous volume profile, right? So very similar to Solana, how Solana is tapping on that value area low of that range, looking for a flip up to the POC and then up to the value area high. That is basically what I'd be looking at on AVAX right now. Obviously, we are a little bit away from this level, but if we can continue up here, I would look for some potential resistance. But again, looking for this to eventually flip to support, get above the POC, come to the value area high. Very similar to what we're looking at on everything, including Bitcoin, right? So locally, what I would kind of be looking at here on AVAX is we obviously have a little bit of a range forming here. So I would just kind of be looking to trade this range, right? I'd be looking to treat this as a volume profile, value area high at 42.23, POC at about 39.05, and your value area low at 37.41. So I would be looking to trade this just as a typical volume profile. However, coming up to your 4-hour money flow is coming out, right? 2-hour, 3-hour money flow is generally coming out. Red dot looking to print. May actually put in a lower high here if we're hitting that. Okay. Yeah, I would potentially be cautious of a pullback here, right? Because you have some golden pocket. Retracement, 786 value area high if we push up further into the purple box. VWAP rolling over on the 2-hour, 1-hour red dot looking to print. Money flow in the red. 12 and 16-hour VWAPs coming up. I would be treating this very similar to Bitcoin. Looking for a potential scam pump to the upside, potentially targeting that value area low at $53. But locally, I would be careful of a potential pullback, but kind of some mixed signals here on AVAX, to be quite honest with you guys. But money flow generally coming out would be calling for downside, but just being careful of those scam pumps back to the upside at 53.23. And then again, would look for resistance here, but once we flip that to support, going to be looking up, right? So, my AVAX chart is going to look like this. Like, I'm not interested in scalping AVAX right now, right? Because I've basically been trading Bitcoin for the most part recently, but, basically sitting on the charts here, waiting for price to come up to the value area low, potentially flip it, and then look for more upside, potentially getting you up to that $89 level, right? Not saying that we're gonna get another 100%. You're gonna get a $90 AVAX in here by tomorrow, but that's basically what I'm going to be looking for moving forward here, right? You have a little bearish divergence here on the 2-day. 6-day red dot looking to print weekly. Yeah, so very similar to Bitcoin. Really nothing too new here on AVAX, but next key level definitely going to be the zone right up here. So let's go ahead and also take a look at Filecoin, was that next coin that we wanted to look at. Let's see. Take a look at the Coinbase chart. So, yeah, okay. So, yeah, simply put, guys, like we're just looking at the volume profiles, right? So on, boom. So yeah, I guess let me look at the 4-hour. This is going to be a little easier. Okay, so yeah, we made it up to our value area high. I believe we were looking at this on Friday, potentially. No, I guess not. Because that happened on Saturday. So, yeah, I guess we were looking for a move right to that value area high, right? This happened on Saturday. Yeah, we must have looked at it on Friday, looking for a move to that value area high to be expected, right? Now, why are we expecting that? Simply put, we got above the value area low, flipped it to support, got a move to the POC, flipped it to support, and the next likely place for price to go was that value area high, right? It's like not I like to pretend that I have a crystal ball, but this is the crystal ball, guys. Got a rejection from that value area high as expected, right? So let me get rid of these purple boxes. Bada boom, bada bing. So yeah, I mean, based off the volume profile theory, you would be basically looking at a rejection from the value area high, a revisit of the POC, and a potential revisit of the value area low. Coming on, money flow just crossed over into the red on the 4-hour. 6-hour green dot printing, 8-hour green dot looking to print. Your 10, 16. Yeah, these VWAPs are all coming up. Ooh. All right. Well, you have a daily bearish divergence here. So again, things are a little bit wonked out right now, guys. So I would not be too keen on a too big of a giant dump to the downside or a massive rip to the upside here. I would kind of, I would keep looking at these levels, right? POC at $4.40 about value area high, key level of resistance. But other than that, if you continue down, local support is going to be that POC, likely close to the value area low, this local range, obviously. So yeah, I would take this value area, these levels, and then zoom out and take the bigger value area levels. So if you come back, get accepted into this range, I would be looking for potential longs at the value area low here. But be careful with this daily red dot and the 4-hour money flow crossing over. I know that we're in a bullish market and we could push up at any moment, but money flow on a lot of these coins, guys, money flow on Market Cypher is looking for more downside. So kind of a hard call here. But those are the levels. This is how I would be looking at the market. Local range here, macro range, your typical macro bear market range, right? So these are the levels I'd be looking at. So there you go. There is Filecoin. And then shout out to JC and shout out to JC and Fidgety Beast. Want to see Snek? I will sneak in at the end here just because 2 super chats. I don't want to leave you guys hanging, but this is the last altcoin that we will look at tonight, guys. I got to get out of here. It was supposed to be a short stream, and it's a 2-hour and 11-minute stream. Why do we keep going over our time recently? I don't know. But here we are, guys. We were last time we were looking at Snek. We were looking at when did this happen? We're looking at these fib levels. This was Saturday, so Friday, yeah. So we were looking at the next target being right here at about 24234 at this 11618. We obviously came up, got a reaction, got a little bit of a pullback, but now it is getting a little bit of a retracement. 8-hour bear div confirmed at that level of resistance. Daily bear div also confirmed locally here. VWAP coming back up. Obviously, this is a meme coin, so you want to be careful. I wouldn't be surprised if you get another push up, if you continue up, next major level I'd look at is going to be 38367. And if you do pull up there, not impossible based off the 16-hour, but, it is a meme coin, right? So this thing's likely not going to pump off of anything legitimate. It's just going to pump off of just random hype, right? So, next level is going to be that fib level up there. Other than that, if you do get a pullback, key level of support that I would be watching is going to be, grab our purple box here, or our blue box in this case. I would watch this Fibonacci retracement sitting between 15,760 and 1271. So those are the levels I'd be looking at on Snek. Other than that, money flow coming out on the 4-hour, not the best sign. 8-hour money flow, kind of flat. Green dot confirmed. I would, again, hard to call these meme coins based off technicals, guys, but these are the levels I'd look at. If you get a pullback, I'd be looking for a bounce within this box. If not, I'd be looking for a bigger pullback based off the money flow on the 4-hour coming to the downside. So once that money flow crosses over into the red, you may be able to start that bigger correction to the downside. And right now, you are indeed at risk of, if you do continue up and you don't break the highs, I'd be careful of a rejection right here between 25,942 and 2330. So there you go, guys. A little bit of Snek sauce right at the end of the stream. But with all that being said, guys, that was shout out to Wick said noise analysis. Shout out to you guys, or shout out to Wick. But guys, with all that being said, I got to jump out of here. So with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. With all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Okay, never mind. I thought I saw something in chat. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time. Oh, wait, hang on. Shout out to Jason. Jason Casper popping in right at the end of the stream. What is going on, Jason? Shout out to you, bro. He says, snack. And I actually think I might have heard Jason whisper, I'm a snack. I'm a snack. If you guys get that, you had Vine. If you don't get it, you didn't have Vine. I'm such a nerd. But guys, with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. This has gone on way too long. I'll see you guys tomorrow. That's all I got. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Shout out to Jason Casper. Bing bong.
I ain't trying to see your hand out. No free bees, better pay out.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, we winning by a landslide, Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out.